Okay? Any second now. I'm just going to keep smiling and looking at the camera.
You're good.
You're live.
And we're live now. Okay. Good. Thanks for telling me, guys. So sorry about that, guys. We had some audio sync issues. I'm just going to do an intro again. So welcome to the High Rollers D&D stream. This is a new weekly stream we're going to be doing. We're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition every Sunday here at the same time with this wonderful group of people around me. I am joined by I am Sherlock Humes, the community manager at Yogs, or Mark, or Terps 2.0 if you prefer.
You do it to yourself, Mark.
Hello, it's me, Terps.
Don't.
I play D&D now. No,
It's uncanny. Oh my god, that was weird.
I can't help it. I
Have you
am.
not seen that before?
I am the
Not
doppelganger.
that, not the voice.
Not
Yeah, oh
the
yeah,
voice.
no, the
Oh,
voice
it's
is
creepy.
that's where it goes.
Creepy accurate.
But yeah, so I am the dungeon master, and I'm kind of going to be running the campaign and the world that we have here today. But for our players, I am joined by, and hopefully it's up. We have Kim, we have Trott, we have Katie, and we have Matt. Some of you might not know Katie and Matt, so this is going to be their first time playing on one of our cool streams, although you have been on other streams, I mean, but like, it's a regular feature. And yeah, so we're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, so if you've not, I'll just hold this up.
5th edition.
5th edition of the Dungeons and Dragons from Wizards of the Coast.
You said I wasn't
Seattle.
allowed to do that voice.
Well, you're
You're
not
not
allowed
allowed
to.
to.
Me and Trott are the originators, so we're allowed.
It's,
I know,
it's
very
painted.
unfair. So yeah, so we're going to be playing that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the world that we're playing in, because it is a custom world. We're not using any of the preset Dungeons and Dragons material. It's all kind of my own creation. So I'll give you like a little bit of an intro, and then we'll have each of the guys introduce their character, and then we're just going to literally get to playing. So anything else quickly before I start? Do we have any audio issues? Are we all good? Sounds good.
I'm excited.
Excited. Excellent.
Let's just do it.
So, the world that we are playing in, it is a fantasy realm, and it is the world of Arrak. For 1200 years, the world of Arrak has known peace and prosperity, because the world was blessed by a giant celestial comet, a giant mass of positive energy that passed through the material plane every 100 years. So if you don't know about D&D, the world is split into the material plane, which is like Earth, or in this case Arrak, which is our world. And then you have the heavens, the celestial plane. You have the infernal layers, which is kind of like the demonic world. And then you have elemental planes, you have the astral plane, which is really weird, and all these things. And so this comet would shift between the celestial plane and the material plane. And with it, it would radiate this great positive energy. And this energy would bless crops, heal the sick, it would keep monsters in sort of like a magical sleep. And so the world knew peace and wonder and prosperity, and everything was great. And then on the 1300 year, everybody prepares for the comet to arrive. It's a big celebration. It rises up into the sky, and as it reaches its peak, people notice something's wrong. Crimson energy begins to crackle around the comet. Cracks appear in its glowing surface, and with a thunderous explosion that's heard across the entire world, the comet is shattered, and the comet descends into thousands of shards that fall to Arrak. And as they do, they destroy homes, they destroy towns, they destroy cities, they destroy farms and economy. Monsters who had been asleep for hundreds, centuries of years, they now awake and they start ravaging the land. Everything is thrown into chaos, and generally a lot of bad stuff happens. The comet was known as Palor's Light because of the name of the sun god, and to this day nobody knows what caused it to break apart and explode. Now, and as the campaign, the event was known as the Lightfall. So this is what the campaign's based around. It's called the Lightfall campaign, and this event was called the Lightfall. And now our campaign, the adventure that we're about to play today, is set. It starts 46 years after that event has taken place. Now, the world has slowly started to recover. Heroes have come and they've created kingdoms. They've, refounded cities. Rebuilding has begun. And these towns and cities kind of act as beacons of light in the darkness. They are safe havens. They have organized armies and militias that protect people. But in between those towns and cities, in the dungeons, in the woods, in the roads, and in the hills, there are monsters and there are dangers and there is very bad stuff out there. And that is where we are going to be beginning today. Now, our four adventurers that we see before you, I can tell you they were part of a caravan that was headed from the city of Greybell, going towards the capital of the Dawn Republic, a city called Talis Val, which is presided over by the Dragonborn champion Korak. And the group has joined a caravan and they are making the long trek to the capital city because it's much better to travel with other people and not travel on your own. But that's enough from me. We're going to have each of the characters introduce who they are, and we'll probably start with Trotty because he is super pro and super excited. So I'll have you start. So tell us, who are you playing, Trott?
Hey, motherfuckers. I'm Cam Buckland, middle name Arun. And
So yes, he is Cam Arun Buckland.
it's no joke, guys. It's my name.
Oh yeah.
It's his name. I
Very serious.
totally get it.
I'm a human trickster cleric. We'll go into details of what that means. There I am. Look how cool I look.
Yep. So this is
Basically-
artwork done by Nina. Thank you very much, Nina, for doing this artwork for us.
I was raised by the Bucklands.
And who are they're a gypsy
They're a
family.
gypsy troupe that just travels around entertaining the masses, going to different villages and performing to get, circus acts and music, and we got a bit of everything, We got, the fortune tellers, all that stuff. And I was actually found as a little bab in the forest. So I'm not of blood with the Bucklands, but I am joined by destiny with the Bucklands, and I love them to bits. However, I've had to leave them and go on this journey, on this caravan. I will not go into why, because you do not need to know yet. However, I'm a nice, loving guy. I'm charming. I'm a really nice. What's my charisma? 14.
14.
So my charisma's pretty good. It's not as good as others. But I'm excited, I like meeting people. I see a lot of people because we travel around a lot.
Travel around a lot.
I'm very welcoming. I'm also a little bit devious because I'm a trickster cleric.
Now, who are you? And our cleric is a servant of a god, of a divine being.
That's right.
Who is your god? You have to remember this.
I know it so
Everyone's got their phones
well.
out and is reading
you
the character
didn't say you were
backstory.
gonna do this. I didn't have my backstory
It's obviously
up.
the goddess Avandra, who is a little bit trickstery
Yeah,
herself.
she's the goddess of luck and fortune and thieves and that sort of thing.
And I came into being a cleric through my past, and something happened which caused me to, have some devotion and the need to protect others, particularly a person in my past who got into some trouble. And I've got daggers all over me, by the way. I've got daggers.
You're kind of a bit of a knife thrower as
A
part
bit of a
the
knife
troop.
thrower. I'm kind of a different cleric, because clerics are usually like guys in plate that go up and
Holy
smash stuff and
righteousness.
also heal with their powers. I'm a little bit different. I'm sleeker, I got some leather armor, and I got daggers, so I kind of do things from a distance.
And you're a human, so that's another thing is
I'm the only fucking human
Yeah,
here, but
so-
I'm still welcoming
Yeah.
of other races.
So you're a human
Yeah.
human cleric of Avandra, and your name is Cam
Buckland.
Buckland.
Cam Buckland, don't give a fuckland.
That's his catchphrase. Da-da-da-da-da.
That's not
Right,
good
do you want to give you a bit more time because Katie
Yeah,
can
I
go
need
because I
more
know
time.
Katie's ready. Go on. So who are you playing, Katie?
Is she ready? Okay. So I am playing an elf named Alora Galanadel, who is she's a little bit naive. She's very, very friendly. She's come from basically in the Lightfall. The elves, there she is. She looks so cool.
Nina did an amazing job.
She's a druid, so she's a druid, but she also is very competent with a bow and arrow. Her father taught her at a young age how to use one. After the Lightfall, basically, the elves all live in different spires, and after the Lightfall, these spires retreated from the world. They just hid,
Yeah.
and her spire, basically the home of the moon, which is called Galed Helen. This spire was the
know the
first one
name.
to. Yes, I know the name.
Impressed.
Yeah.
This spire was the first one to return to the world, basically, and so she wants to see the rest of. She doesn't want to back down. She's heard about all of these heroes trying to rebuild the world, and she wants to be like that. So she is trying to find the other spires. Basically, some of them have come back, but some of them remain hidden. Some of them remain completely unheard of. Like, nobody knows where they are. Nobody's heard from them since the Lightfall. So that is why she is on this journey, because she wants to reunite the Elven Spires, basically.
And when we say they retreated, so you are a high elf.
Yep.
And the high elves live in these spires, but they border on the Feywild, which is kind of another plane of existence. It's kind of the land of the fairy, so it is ruled by the court of the Fey. And yeah, these spires shift and change position. And as Katie mentioned, when the Lightfall happened, or the high elves all had a great council, and they decided this isn't our problem. let's get the fuck out of here and wait this out. And so they retreated into the Feywild where they were protected. But obviously some of them didn't feel that was the right decision, and so have now started to come back.
Yeah.
And others are unheard of at this point.
So yeah, basically the Moon Elves, like my home of the moon spire, they came back.
Yep.
And Alora herself, she is of noble blood, so her father is the leader of their spire, but she doesn't act like she's noble at all. Like she has been running about in the forest her whole life, and nature is like her whole passion, and like she'll turn up to dinner late covered in mud, and like her parents are just like, oh. she's just a little bit not. She's not like a princess. She's not noble at all. She's just chilled out and very friendly. So,
little bit of Merida.
Little bit of Merida. Think about Merida when she walks when the doors open and you see her eating an apple, and she just like saunters down the middle of the route. Yeah, she's kind of like that.
Yeah.
A little bit like that.
Awesome. And so you are a high elf druid. That's
Yes,
Alora.
I'm a
One of you wants to go first?
I don't know. Can I just read out like what I wrote for my character
Yeah, if you want
background?
to, yeah, of course you
Like,
can.
is it okay to like reveal the whole thing? Like, do we
You
wanna
might want
know
to
the whole
keep some of
thing?
it hidden. It's up to
Okay.
you. It's your character.
Okay.
What would you tell strangers about him?
Well, I'm a tiefling, as you may see from the horns and the
This is-
purple skin.
This
Fine,
is Kim's character.
Welcoming.
Yeah, so my character, as you can see, the artwork is amazing by
Yeah.
Nina there. Like, I'm totally in love with this. So I've kind of gone for a Chinese influence, which is reflected in the name, which is Jiutóu Jing, which is actually a Chinese legend. Like, she's a Chinese ghost, actually. So I've kind of picked a few characteristics based on the Chinese legend.
Yep.
So she's a tiefling, which is like a half demon.
So
half
it's so
human.
their great ancestors made pacts with the demons in exchange for power, and
Yeah.
you are kind of the result of that many generations later. So you have
Yeah.
these demonic traits. You have horns. You have a tail. They
Yeah.
often have like bright, like red or purple or like grey skin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they are generally very outwardly. They appear like demons, and you have some kind of infernal power as well.
Yeah.
With little bit of spell casting and that you can do. So yeah, but very many long time ago they kind of were.
And the thing about my character is that so the tieflings used to be at war with the dragonborn, because the dragonborn didn't like that tieflings kind of had pacts with demons, and they thought it was unholy. So there was this long raging war, and then now obviously the dragonborn sort of won, and they now enslave tieflings to kind of keep them under control, and slaves, hey, great, So my character Jiutóu was captured during a dragonborn raid on a village that was housing free tieflings, and during this raid, I witnessed the brutal murder of my parents, and I was enslaved by the Dragonborn who did this horrific act. And he then, so I was labored under his kind of cruel, taskmaster, kind of, his cruel hand for years, until finally I actually managed to escape. And when I escaped, I managed to seek shelter at a nearby monastery, where I was taken in, healed up, almost brought back to life, and the nuns and the monks there decided to teach me in the way of martial arts, in the way of meditation, and try to help me kind of get through the trauma of witnessing my parents being brutally murdered and then being enslaved for many
Pretty
years.
angry then.
Pretty angry. Yeah, you know me. But since kind of learning, well, not learning, but like obviously having experienced the enslavement of my people, it really angers me that tieflings are enslaved by the Dragonborn for actions, because the war was so long ago. It's like actions that I'm not even responsible for.
Was this before the Lightfall?
Yes, this
So
was
over
many
46
years.
years ago.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
was many years before the Lightfall.
Okay.
The war between the Dragonborn and the demons raged for ages, absolutely ages, and the tieflings were kind of used by the demonic lords and things as kind of shock troops. And so yeah, as Kim mentioned, the Dragonborn kind of enslaved them to keep them in check.
Okay.
But obviously, not all Dragonborn do that honorably. Some of them are more honorable than others. Some of them are horrible,
Like they were the kids.
murdering,
Parent murderers.
parent murdering scum.
Yeah. So it's now my duty. Like, I couldn't sit around in the monastery and just let this happen. I have my freedom now, and having had that freedom taken away and it's given back, you know, to me it's such a valuable thing. So now I want to go out and free other tieflings, and I have been doing so before I met this bunch of ragtag adventurers. So I have been going around trying to free my fellow tieflings, and that's all I'm going to reveal for now.
And you are a monk as well, so you are a tiefling monk.
Yeah, so I fight with martial arts,
Monks are cool.
a little bit of magic,
I like monks.
and a lot of anger.
Yep. It's really cool. So, so that is Kim's Jiutóu.
Jiutóu.
I'm going to butcher that pronunciation. Matt, tell us about who are you playing?
Hello. Well, I am playing Trellimar Alith, who is a drow. I'm not going to reveal too much.
Okay, yeah, I think for your character that's wise.
Yeah. So basically, he was an acolyte.
Look at
That's
him.
the picture there.
Oh, he's so
Nice.
cool.
Inverness cape, because I take my fashion tips from John Pertwee. And he was an acolyte, but from a young age he's been hearing these voices.
It's a bit different.
Yeah, and his temple was attacked by these, what were they called?
No, it's fine. This is what I'm here for. This is what the DM's for. They were attacked by. The rest of you wouldn't know this as your characters. They were attacked by creatures called the Dalkia. I mean, in fact, actually, Trellimar is one of the few people who actually know their name.
Oh, wow.
So
I
he's
don't.
Trellimar does. Matt doesn't.
Spoilers.
That's fine. But yeah, so they were attacked by the Dalkia, and it's worth noting that basically all of the Drow are dark elves. So for those of you who don't know what D&D is, they are kind of dark.
bad.
Yeah, they are like black-skinned, dark-skinned, white-haired elves. But they were driven underground. They live in a place called the Underdark. And yes, the Underdark was attacked by these monsters, these creatures, which have driven them out. And your temple was attacked.
Yeah,
as
we were
part of it.
attacked, and now I've made an alliance.
Yes,
with
and
the
you've
Force that basically saved my life, and something unpleasant may have happened in order to bond that alliance. But I am now on a quest to find a magical implement in the ruins of the old city that
the old city that the new one was built on.
Yeah.
Talisvar was built on.
Yeah.
So Talisvar was a city built on ruins, and Trellimar is seeking something there. And it's worth noting. So for those of you who are familiar with D&D, obviously the Drow are normally used as bad guys. They're normally kind of like evil people that live on the ground. In this world, because they've been driven up to the surface, they have had to make an uneasy alliance with dwarves and other races, because the dwarves are also being attacked by these creatures, these Dalkia, and loads of other stuff as well, like orcs and ogres and trolls and that sort of thing. So the Drow and the dwarves, mountain dwarves specifically, have forged a very uneasy alliance. So this isn't a world where a Drow might be attacked on sight, although in some places they may be. It's more of a case of like there is this uneasy trust amongst the
there's
surface
a few
races.
laws in place.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the laws.
Exactly. It's kind of
Great,
like
and now we're stuck travelling with him.
Yeah, sorry.
Exactly.
And the same with tieflings, right? Because tieflings are usually quite.
So tieflings now, the thing about
Enslaved.
tieflings, I forgot to mention
In
this,
this case.
so specifically they are slaves in a kingdom called Bressaras, which is actually to the east of Arrak. You are all currently in the Dawn Republic, which is on the western continent, the western side of Arrak. Tieflings in Bressaras are slaves of the Dragonborn. They normally have their horns blunted, so they are normally kind of sheared
Jesus.
clean off.
That's
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. It's pretty brutal, and that's mainly, and that's very much a desert kingdom. So
Right.
when you were there, it was you are used to hot climates because that's where you pretty much spend most of your life. These thick, arid deserts,
Okay.
deserts, as I was
Deserts.
deserts. So those are all the characters, and I
Oh,
think
they're so cool.
So
Look at her.
there we go. There's the whole group.
Yeah.
So we are going to. Nina's going to do these in colour at some point. I think she's going to try and do it in her own time.
Also,
and-
we've got temporary minis right now.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
some of us at least.
Yeah, some of us have got really cool minis. Some of us don't have cool minis because they're on order. They've not
Still
arrived
waiting
yet.
for
Things are going to be a little bit rough to start with, guys. We are still finding our feet. It's worth noting as well that both Matt and Kim have never played D&D before. This is going to be their first time playing.
Well, I did a
Katie-
long time ago.
you did a long time ago, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Rules have
So
all
I'd
changed.
rather come to it fresh.
Fresh.
I think it's good though because there's probably a lot of people watching that have never played D&D, interested.
Exactly.
We can go from level 1 and get you guys involved.
Yeah, and Katie has never played, but she's watched a lot of Critical Role, which is another great stream that's on Thursdays. I have no problems plugging those guys if you want to check it out. They're on Geek and Sundry. Really big inspiration for me and Trott sorting this out. So yeah, really awesome.
We watch it.
And yeah, so Katie's watched a lot of that, but has never actually played. And then obviously me and Trott play quite regularly now, so we're kind of the
Play 3 times a week.
Three times a week. We play Dungeons and Dragons. Where's my Mountain Dew?
One's Edge of the Empire.
Technically, yeah, one is Edge of the Empire, which is a different system, but we won't bore you with the details. Are you guys? Shall we start playing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ready for this.
Right. Okay.
Immerse.
So we set the scene. Memories of what happened come in flashes.
Oh.
You remember the caravan stopping at dusk, the old caravan master barking orders, telling folks to get a fire going so they could eat their evening meal. You remember the thick mist rising as things got darker, and you remember the sound of rustling bushes despite the open plains that you were camping in. Shadowy movements in the corner of your eye, cries of the caravan's travellers echoing across the quiet hills. You tried to help when something struck you from behind. Your vision blurred, and the last thing you all remembered was a hooded pale face in the glow of misty firelight. And as you begin to come to, you faintly hear what sounds like a man screaming, dragging of boots on stone. You ache and you kind of pull your tired muscles. They're cold and stiff as you wake up. And you can feel cold, worn stone beneath you and a smell of dense foliage just overwhelms you. The room you're currently in is crumbled. It looks ancient. Thin beams of light just descend from the ceiling, just gently illuminating this kind of rough stone covered in moss and ivy and vines that surround you. Your hands are currently bound behind your back, tied with what feels like thick vines or grass or something. And you see 3 strangers amongst all of you. You've all seen the artwork. You roughly know what each other looks like. Your weapons aren't with you. And instead, what you can see, you can see a large wall of what looks to be like a thorny, viney kind of really thick brush just covers from floor to ceiling, wall to wall, across the side. If you look on the little map here, you can see that it's kind of this mass is like separating the room in half almost. And you can just about see the glint of metal, what looks to be daggers and swords. A strange staff with a curved blade just kind of rests on the stone on the other side of this thorny wall. So, that's when we open. And now, for those of you who are familiar with D&D, the way this works is these guys tell me what they want to do, and as the Dungeon Master, I will just adjudicate it. I might make them roll dice or make certain checks, but really this is they tell me what they want to do, I make it happen. So, you guys, that's what you see around you. You've got this worn stone, this thick wall of kind of like, it looks very strange. It's like a curling mass of vines and brush, but it's also, just super thick and dark in colour. The room is just barely lit from these thin beams of light descending down. So,
not again.
Not ever.
This happens every week.
Really?
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Whoa.
Yay.
Well, hello. Nice place to meet you all. I'm Cam Buckland. I don't give a fuckland. Seems like we're all in a bit of a predicament.
Do humans find that funny?
Huh?
The thing.
Usually works, yeah. I've got a pretty high charisma. However, it's not really doing it for you. Pretty stern one over here.
yeah, so you look over and you can see, these two, like, again, this room is quite dimly lit, so they are, especially Trellimar, he almost seems to like blend in. You see this kind of humanoid shape.
Whoa.
He seems to be almost merged with the shadows.
Drow, right? That's cool,
right.
man. I love it. Love the getup. It's sweet. Can you, maybe just bite at my viney things that are holding me down?
Can't. Dentist appointment.
Oh, well, it looks like we're not attending that today, so we have to find a way.
Your hands are basically kind of bound behind your back. Yeah, they're behind
Can
your
I
back.
Look around, see if there's any jagged rocks that I can scrape up against.
Yeah, there's definitely this, what appears to be, you look into the corners and the two kind of north and south corner of the room, there's these broken pillars. They look ancient and they look like they've shattered. And you go up to those and you can definitely feel you start
Guys,
cutting away.
Don't worry. Check it out.
You're just kind of behind your back, just ever so slightly rubbing. It takes you quite a long time. The vines seem really thick, unnaturally thick.
God, what is
about
this shit?
what about the rest of you? Would you guys like to do anything particular?
Would there be any kind of a nature thing that I could do?
Yeah,
As-
you can
as a
certainly you
druid.
can make a nature check. So if you just roll your d20.
The first roll of high
the
rollers.
first roll of high rollers.
This is tense.
So can I make a nature check? I don't know what I would do with it, but
Well, it's kind of. I'll assume it's kind of
They're
like
vines.
feeling
Could
against
be-
the vines.
yeah,
You've also
they're
got
Could
this
be
strange.
magically bound vines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're
okay,
kind of like
yeah.
seeing if it's natural, really.
so
At your nature.
17.
17. There's definitely something unnatural about these.
Okay.
Vines like this wouldn't grow, and you're assuming you're underground somewhere. It doesn't feel like they come from this type of environment. And you kind of think about your druidic training, and you think that the wall that you can see, this wall of thick vine, you're pretty sure you recognize that as something called razor vine. It's
Okay.
kind of like a magical plant that has these tiny dagger sharp thorns, and actually trying to like push through it and stuff is like trying to pull through like broken glass effectively.
Okay.
But
That's
the
why
vine-
I'm not biting
guys,
it.
don't go near that
Yeah.
Fair enough.
because
I don't want to tear my tongue
I
to
didn't
pieces.
notice that how thorny it was, to be honest.
don't go over there. Just
The other thing I think for you, you reckon you can probably use druidcraft to make the vines like release
Okay.
effectively. Like they'll have like some sort of like they'll writhe as you cast it.
okay. So can I do that? Can I cast druidcraft and try and sort of wriggle?
Yeah. So when you cast your
Wiggle my
spells, is it
arms.
kind of do you like whisper to the what it describe
Yeah,
you
sort
doing
of.
your spell?
I like close my eyes and just like absorb the power of nature and
Absorb
just-
the power
yeah,
of nature.
Nature.
Yeah, so you do that, and you just feel. I mean, you just because it's a cantrip, you don't have to move your hands that much. You kind of just whisper and focus, and then these vines just release,
Whoa.
and they just fall to the
I'm
ground
just here like,
around you. By the time she's done that, you've managed to cut through yours, and you're like, and you've got your hands
Yeah.
free, basically.
Whoa.
What would you like to do?
Druid or something?
Jiutóu?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hi. Nice
Hey,
to
Elf.
meet you.
Can you do the same thing for me?
Sure. Hi. I'm Alora. By the way, what's your name?
Jiutóu.
Juto. And I start
Sorry,
druid
break it down.
crafting her.
Break it
I'm
down.
ignoring you.
So
I'm ignoring you.
the vines
Jiutóu?
just
You
fall
irritate
off.
me.
The vines fall off, and your
Let's move
hands
the
are
other
free.
side.
Okay.
And this guy is just luring over you, sort of being
Hey.
annoying.
Okay, I'm
Walk
gonna
past
just-
him.
Have I got anything magical that I can?
Well, you probably could. I mean, you could probably try and. It would be quite difficult to cast like any like your Eldritch Blast, your
Yeah.
explode, your dangerous spells and stuff. The other thing you could try and do is you might be able to sort of like hook your feet underneath it and get your hands out in front of you, and then it'd be a lot easier if you just sort of like pull them off.
Yeah.
So you could try that if you'd like to.
Yeah, go on.
Cool. So you're going to take a d20, and I need you to make. Yep, and then it's going to be an acrobatics check. So on your skill list, which is like the large list of skills,
Yeah.
there should be one called acrobatics.
Yeah, plus 3.
So you roll a d20 and you add 3.
So, yeah.
So you just add that, and I will tell you if it's a success or not.
6.
6, right. You kind of get your hands, and you kind of like, and you're stretching, and you're trying to like loop
was,
them behind it.
Do you-
but
do you
it's
need
quite
some help?
hard. Your limbs are cold and stiff. You've not warmed up properly
You
for
know,
us, so
I
you're just
could-
kind of like.
I could do that. You know, you want me to?
I think
Yeah?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. So can I druid
Have a
craft
hand.
his?
You kind of like focus, and the vines fall away, and your arms become loose. And yeah,
That's
you
okay.
can now.
It's a pretty useful talent you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like for
I
you
like
guys,
hands.
you would have just seen her kind of like focusing calmly, and then the vines just release. You wouldn't have seen any kind of external.
But this one's giving me really bad stink eye. I mean,
I'm not even looking at you. I'm just
Yeah,
ignoring you.
Ignoring.
what's
you.
the
You're
beat?
just- You're annoying.
Come on, I'm a nice guy.
You're really talkative.
I'm
and
not to
wasteful
sorry
with
sorry
your
to
words.
disturb you, but can we try and get out of here? Maybe. I mean,
Yeah, you're pretty spelly, right? Can you
I
like
mean,
set
yeah.
this whole shit on fire?
I can't set that on
Get a
fire.
blaze.
no.
Can you not move it with the same powers that you just
I could
demonstrated?
try. I could try and do that. Can I
It's
try
pretty
and
thick.
move the
So
thorns?
you concentrate and you go to cast your craft, but there's so much of it, and there's something different about these vines. You being a druid, you kind of get the sensation that they've been placed here very specifically, magically somehow. The vines were kind of like were wrapped around you like rope, but they were just unnatural. This is very much put in place as a ward.
Okay.
With what you know, razor vine can be destroyed, so you can cut at it. It can be burnt. Burning it is generally very effective. So you can kind of blast it away, but it is quite thick. It's it's
Okay.
hardy stuff.
Okay, I've come across it before. Can anyone set this on fire?
Can I blast it? Can I use
So
my Eldritch
you can.
Blast on it?
It's not fire, but you basically. So if that's what you want to do,
Yeah,
you,
why not?
You see this drow kind of step back, and when you cast your Eldritch Blast, what does it look like? Yeah, it's kind of like a beam of energy, but it can look like however you want. just like purple.
Yeah, purple energy that
Just like-
flies out.
So like he raises his hand and this purple energy goes whoosh and flies out.
Whoa.
Can we take a step back from that? 'Cause that's-
You kind of like it
You
just
might singe your eyebrows off.
it just kind of it fulfills the room. This purple glow just surrounds you guys. What I need you to do, you don't need to make an attack roll because the wall is you can't miss it really. But what I need you to do is roll a D10, which is if you could help point out which one, Katie.
Good
So
question.
it's next to the D4, that one. That one. Yeah. So that's a D10. So just roll that, and that's how much damage you do to it. Now it's not fire. It's kind of like more just arcane force that you conjure.
Okay,
How much damage do you do?
4.
4. So this bolt of energy blasts and you kind of tear through a large chunk of this thorny wall. It's not quite big enough for a person to get through yet though, but you
Okay.
can clearly see that you can kind of like smash through it and it blasts a hole.
Okay.
Are you, the rest of you guys doing anything? in
Oh,
particular?
cool, man.
You're just admiring.
That's badass.
I'm enjoying the heat.
Okay.
It's pretty cold down
Where-
here.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. It sends
Yeah.
off like a sensation. Kind
Where's
of.
our swords? Are they behind this?
They are behind the other wall,
So I can see
on
them
the map,
through.
they're kind of like here.
So he hasn't pierced through it yet.
It's
still.
got like a small hole, but yeah,
Small
it's
hole.
not enough. You could try and
Could an arm get out to get a
potentially,
weapon?
yeah, you could try.
Okay.
Careful,
Does-
that's prickly.
I do know that.
saw that.
Does anyone have like a sword? I mean,
They're
or
all
a sharp,
behind them.
anything sharp behind there
Only
that
my
you can
wit.
reach?
Sorry. Sorry. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate.
Do you have
Did
any
you like
blades?
that one?
I don't like you.
You
Is
can
there?
see your Guandao's like leaning up against the stone, and it's got the slashing edge.
Is it the
basically.
closest thing to the?
It would be a
wall,
bit
or
of
is
it. You
it a
have
bit
to
of
reach, yeah. But you reckon you might be able to?
Is there a big enough hole like in the wall that maybe I could use my tail to like
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
reach
yeah,
through
definitely.
and
yeah.
grab something?
Yep, you can try
Okay,
to.
I'd like to try
So,
and do that.
okay, what I need you to do is you need to make a dexterity saving throw for me. So, if you look on the second column in this, it's that one there.
+3.
So, yep, and then just check it. 'Cause if you've got a little dot next to it, you get to add your proficiency. So,
Oh, you got +5.
yeah, so those are your saving throws, and those are like avoiding falling in pits, or if you get poisoned, you might make a Constitution
getting
saving.
pricked.
It's different scenarios, but this is you kind of like it's your tail gently trying not to cut up against the things exactly. So you roll that and you add 5, and then that's it.
Natural 20. Oh, shit.
Is that
9.
9. You get your tail through and you manage to wrap it around the handle of your guandao, your staff. But you do take a little bit of damage as you do that. Like your tail gets cut up.
It's quite fragile.
What's there?
It's only 1 point of damage. You kind of just get a couple of like nicks along your tail, but it curls around and you manage to lift up the handle of the spear and pull it towards you.
'Tis but a scratch.
Whoa.
As you do that, you're the closest one to the wall. I would like you to make a perception check. So this is again, it's on your list of skills, which is the large list, and there should be one called
So
perception.
+1, right?
+1.
Okay,
Yeah.
so D20 plus 1.
8.
Okay, you can kind of see through onto the other side, and there seems to be a corridor which leads down, but it starts getting very, very dark. You thought you could hear something, but as you kind of strain to listen, like there's nothing there. You think it might have just been like something you thought you heard. But you pull the staff through, and you have your guandao.
Whoa!
It's this long staff with like a curved blade.
That is overcompensating. I mean, sorry.
Well, that could work.
That's,
You could try and sort of.
I'm sure you can use it really well. I'm going to walk over here. And I stand
It's just kind of like
very far away.
so you kind of go like
You are insulting someone who is currently armed.
Yeah!
move.
Can you, like, slice up the hedge? With your badass.
Yeah, can I now, like, with my guandao, can I have a go?
Slashing away at the
Yeah.
wall. Yep. So you're going to make an attack with your guandao. In fact, actually, no, you don't need to make an attack because it's a wall. Like, you're automatically going to hit
I
it.
heard
But if you
that.
look along, it will show you how much damage you do with it.
So it's 1d8, which is
It's like
this.
this.
No,
No. Trott. You're supposed to be a pro, Trott.
+3.
And you add 3 to that. So this is how much damage you do to it.
6.
6 damage. So with your blast, like you kind of target the area that this drow had made this hole, and you begin hacking away at it, and the vines start falling apart as you're hacking away, and you basically carve a hole big enough that you can probably all 4 of you could crawl through, like one at a time. You can crawl through to the other side.
Good job.
And yeah, you just hack away at it, and
Thank
job
you.
done.
Well done.
Did you hear that?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Nice. Alright.
Okay.
You go first. You did the masterpiece.
I think you need to do something and contribute to this so
Okay.
you can go first.
Just very quickly
Just
scoot
scooting away.
through and then pick up all my daggers, start putting them in my boot, on my chest thingy.
So you get through. You can see that, along with your weapons, there's some of you might have had like traveling packs or like explorers pack. They've all been piled up there as well. They don't look like they were particularly cared for. Like they were just thrown to the side, kind of thing.
I'm like frantically picking up the daggers. This is
Picking
fun.
up
I need
all of
them
your
on me.
daggers. He picks up a strange amount of like 10 or like 15 daggers. Like
I'm just gonna
put
watch
in
this
loads
with a
of
really
different
like
ways.
puzzled expression on my face. Like,
Yeah. Even like
need
you've got
them all.
like,
And you
one
thought
like-
she was overcompensating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, man, they're tiny.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up my staff and my bow and my quiver full
Yep.
of arrows.
It's all there.
So, sussing this out, you got the bow, you got the badass. Boop, boop.
We saw him
I've
launch.
You've got.
got magical powers.
Just your
I've
hands.
got rapiers,
Sorry.
short bow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
And
you crawl through.
What's your name?
I'm Trellimar.
Pleased to meet you, sir. I'm Cam Buckland.
I don't give a fuckland, Cam Buckland.
Oh, you know it. Do you know me? I mean, I probably came through your village at one point. Actually, you're kind of underground, right? Never mind. Cam Buckland.
you may call me Jing.
Jing. Jing. Pleased to meet you, Jing. And you.
Alora.
You're really small. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, you're
Thanks.
quite short in
Yeah.
stature.
I'm
aren't you?
Alora.
quite small.
You're an elf, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Barely seen any elves. I mean, I've seen
Really?
a few tieflings and a
Where?
couple drows. What? I mean, ages ago.
Where?
Nice guys, though. I don't know.
Were they free?
Well, yeah, they were. Well, actually, no, they were kind of tied down, actually. And,
Where?
Being beaten by Dragonborn.
Where?
I
How
don't
long
know.
ago?
This is like a few years ago now. Do you have some beef?
We will return to this issue later.
Okay, cool.
So the three of you are still on the other side. Cam's just kind of talking through this hole as he's kind of talking to you. But yeah, if you just want to slide
So,
through, you can.
yeah,
And you can
crawl
see this
through.
corridor leading down. It does get darker. One thing I should probably explain to any of the D&D experts out there, one thing I have done as a custom rule is that there is no dark vision in this game. Dark vision is instead replaced by low light vision. It just means that darkness actually has a bit of a threat rather than just like, I've got dark vision, I can see in the dark.
Do you want to point out whose figure is who?
Yes,
as well?
so we currently have Cam Buckland is crawled through on the other side. Do any of you guys want to crawl through?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Right, so this is Trellimar. This is Trellimar and Drow.
The drow.
Crawls through. So at the moment, you're kind of like bunching up into space, and then Alora. and
Pretty
then
cozy.
There's kind of like, Jiutóu is kind of crawling through, but it is kind of get a thing. You can see down this corridor, it seems to lead down. You can see, again, it's very faintly lit, but you could just about see a larger room just further down, about sort of 20 feet or so
Right.
down this corridor. The edge of the stone walls is very worn. It's very earthy. Like it doesn't look modern. This place looks ancient.
This is a weird place. Why
There's
there's so
mist.
many thorns?
Mist curls around your feet as well. It almost seems to just kind of like drift along the floor.
We've
in
got a
sort of,
smoke
rolling
machine.
Waves.
Can I check for traps?
You can, yeah, if you want to, yeah.
It's a bit dark down there.
Who said that?
Ha 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 ha! Short jokes, yeah. Wait, what do I
Okay,
get for
so
that?
this is a perception check or an investigation check.
19.
And is that using perception or investigation?
Perception.
Okay, so you're kind of like trying to keep an eye out as you move. The mist makes it quite hard to see the floor, but you're kind of like you'll swirl it ever so slightly with a bit of druid craft, make it breeze a
Oh,
little
yeah, I
bit.
can do that.
You're kind of like,
I can make
and
a
then you
bit.
kind of like move a bit. There doesn't appear to be sort of anything trapped. It looks like
Okay.
just an old, worn stone corridor, effectively, that just seems to lead downwards. And again, it's got this hefty kind of waft of like old foliage. It's air is a little bit stale.
Smells like my nan.
It's just it
My
smells.
adopted nan.
Smells like kind of like grassland and like if you go into like a garden centre, it's kind of got that earthy smell.
What's a garden center?
Well, I'm talking to Kim and Trott and you guys now. I'm not always in character as the DM, but yeah. So it's kind of got that earthy smell to it.
Smells like
Okay.
a long drop.
Okay.
Back home.
So what would you guys like to do?
Well, it looks like you're doing a pretty good job checking. Maybe just I'm pushing her in front.
Hey!
So you kind of
You
like
just keep sussing it out
It's just.
with the little cool
Let's
druidy
just
stuff.
back up a little bit here.
You'll
You
be
don't-
fine. You're like one with
Don't
nature.
push the small one in front. That's just cruel.
I'd quite like you guys to keep moving so I can get out from the thorn
Jiutóu
tunnel,
is kind of like
please.
literally like fucking move, like trying to
Alright.
push them forward.
Should
Come
I
on.
should I take the lead because I do have low light vision, so
No,
I
that's-
could probably see a bit better. Than
I
the
have
rest
low
of
light
you.
vision
We all
as
have
well.
I do.
Everyone
Everyone
except
have-
Cam does.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, so
Who said that?
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, take the lead, Trell.
Okay.
So Trell.
Trelly.
I'll follow Trell.
No, that's Trell. Pushes to the front, and then Jiutóu kind of like pulls in.
Thank God.
You kind of move there. So as you start moving down this corridor, you can now see that it seems to open up into a larger room. Do you just move? You just walk forwards. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll move you guys to here,
He's so brave.
and then.
So strong.
As you kind of get further down, what you find is you can kind of see this. You can hear like faint scraping noises and sort of like almost like bushes rustling kind of thing. And as you kind of enter into this room, you can see that it was probably once like a large antechamber. There's like a flat floor with a stone mosaic on the ground. You can see that it's massively overgrown. More of the vines, the type that you were kind of like bound with, all kind of just pour down the walls, along the floor. You can see that there's a short staircase with 2 light sconces on kind of on the walls leading up. And then it leads up to what would have once been an entranceway, but it's been filled with years and years of rubble and rocks and fallen earth, and it's just completely collapsed, and it's begun spilling outwards from the entranceway now as well. And you can see this around. The other thing that you kind of notice as you now move into the room is that one of the kind of what looks to be a bunch of vines that is like spilling down the ground, it's moving, and there's something in it that you hadn't noticed before. And in fact, actually, it is
A mini
creature. It kind of like slinks out of the foliage. It seems to kind of look around as if it's searching for something. So what I need you guys to do is to make stealth checks, all of you. So on your skills list, there should be one called stealth.
13.
So Cam has a 13.
Yeah.
15.
15 for Alora.
10.
10 for Jiutóu.
Oh shit.
6 for Trellimar. As you kind of as you're moving through, you don't realise, but there's actually kind of like a dead kind of branch and like part of all this foliage spilling out, and just snap as you put your foot down, and this thing just looks around at you.
Trell!
I need everybody now. This is going to be our first combat, so this is going to be our first fight. So I would like everybody to make something called an initiative check. This determines the order of who goes in combat. So on your sheet at the top, next to, just realised as well, the other thing we might need to do for Kim's is just do her AC, because I realised that we've not done that as well before we do it. So that's my fault. So it is 14. So in this one, you just write 14.
16.
That was mine. So these pencils are too sharp, Trott.
Initiative, you roll and add your initiative.
Yep, so you add your initiative, and this will work
If it's
out.
not there, it's dexterity bonus.
17.
Fuck.
You said 17 for you, Kim?
I have 16.
16 for Laura. Trell?
13.
13. Cam?
7.
7. And then, of course...
You guys go ahead.
Lazy.
You sounded like a bit of a coward there.
No, I'm just warming up the daggers.
So tiny.
That's how you use them.
You're currently not using them.
Warming them up. I'm giving them a test run.
Okay, Jiutóu. So, basically, all of you guys, as you see this creature snap its weird kind of wood, viney looking neck towards Trellimar, it has like this weird sort of soft, earthy green glow in its eye sockets, and it kind of like looks over to you. You just spring into action, but unfortunately you can see there's these 2 bulky idiots in front of you. You are currently in this corridor. You can move past them, but obviously it's going to slightly slow you down as you try and move past them. But what would you like to do? Now that we're in combat, the way this normally works is you have a movement, an action, and then a bonus action. So movement is you can move up to your speed, and then action is you can make an attack, you can cast a spell, you can move again if you choose to, you can do loads of other cool stuff as well, but we'll get into that as we kind of go along.
So movement 30 feet, so that's 3 squares.
This is
Right,
5
is it
foot
5?
scale. Yep,
So
so this
6
is
squares.
up to 6 squares.
So you could get pass.
But moving through these ones will cost you 10. It'll cost double. So
So that'd be
like
10, 20.
So you can
do
So you can get to
25.
there
30.
as a maximum.
yeah. So you can get
Yeah.
to like any square along here basically.
What's the kind of structure in the middle? Am I allowed to ask that?
That is a mosaic in the floor, and so
Okay,
as you
so
kind
there's
of look
nothing.
over, you can see it seems to be a tree with sort of like all these branches that end in small stars, and it's all like inlaid coloured stone in the ground. But it looks very ancient and worn.
Very
Okay.
pretty.
I mean, so would it be feasible for me to like maybe use my sort of martial arts and agility training to
To run up the wall.
up the wall, like
Yeah.
use my staff
Shit.
to kind of anchor it into the ground,
Yep.
run and sort of across the wall,
Mhm.
and then
And then leap.
launch a flying kick in the face.
Absolutely. You're going to make an acrobatics check first. So this is like a test of like if you manage to pull off that maneuver well.
+3.
Or just fall on my face.
Could do. You could-
19,
Oh, shit.
20, 21, 22.
You just literally, without batting an eyelid, you plant the guandao and you flip up, you run along the wall. So you 5, 10, and then 15. Yep. So you can basically, I will say, with that roll, you can launch yourself right next to this weird plant wood creature that's kind of emerging from these vines, and you just land straight into it. And if you want to do a kick, you make a unarmed strike, which I think is I put it at the top of your sheet there. So what number is that? So that's your attack
Roll
roll.
+5.
So,
So you gotta
So you
work
gotta-
out if you hit them first.
Right,
So you
and
roll
so you
d20.
roll with this.
Yep. So the first number is to see if you hit, and then the second one is if you do damage.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That is just enough. You basically, your foot just smashes into this kind of creature's wood kind of like chest that it has, and you damage. So now you look along the side, and that is how much damage you do.
1d4 plus
So
3.
D4 is the
It's a
pyramid
triangle.
shaped one. So it's this one. Yeah. So a 4-sided dice. So you add that, and then you add the number at the end.
That is a 3. It's the bottom number.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 damage. So you
that's
you
so cool.
smash your foot into this creature, and you hear wood splinter, and you kind of like it doesn't make any noise, but you can see it kind of reacts to the pain, but it doesn't make it's silent, and it just kind of goes, and like you can see it like these like sharp like point splinters of wood now sort of like out of its arms, Wolverine style, and it kind of turns its attention to you now. As soon as you land, some more creatures emerge from the hiding.
What's going on?
So
I
it's
feel like maybe I should have taken the stealthy approach.
unknown,
Too
unknown
late.
to you guys as you move in. Basically, these two creatures that they looked like small kind of like bundles of twigs and like broken vines. They kind of get up. They're a lot smaller than the one that you've just kicked. They're probably about the size of dogs, but they're made of all like twigs and splinters, and they kind of just launch themselves.
Oh, they're
One
not that big, right?
launches itself at you, and then the other one comes barreling behind you effectively.
Oh my god.
So this one comes barreling towards you, and this one sort of just turns round this stone corner and starts trying to swipe out at Trellimar.
Fine. Be fine.
So against you,
Okay.
I rolled a 21 to hit. So if that beats your armor class, that means I've hit you. So your armor class is
14.
So that is unfortunately a hit against
21
you.
mark.
Look,
Ow.
as
Can you
Trott
lower the rolls?
only 2 damage as this kind of sharpened wood claw just kind of rakes across like one of your legs probably as you kind of like sticking out of the corridor. Just like and just kind of slashes at one of your legs. Against you, this one that comes up behind you only rolls a 9. So does your IC is 14?
14.
So yeah,
Do I
you
take the 2
sense that
off
this
that?
thing's coming up behind
off
you, and
of
you just kind of
this, so we hit
like bat it to the side. It's just-
Like a
It doesn't make
blur
any
of-
noise. I'm just making the noise because I get carried away, but it's like
This is quite disconcerting.
yeah,
like
it's really
squeaks.
weird. It's like they're both silent. The noise is like they're like branches rubbing against each other as they move. So after
going
those
on?
things go, Alora, it is your go.
Did you make these?
No,
Is this some sort of trick?
not me. Okay, so is the one that first came? Is he bigger than the other two that appeared, or are they all the
This
same?
one in the corner is probably about the size of a human.
Okay,
And the other two are
as
about
well.
like the size of dogs.
So
I unfortunately have had to borrow Duncan's Warhammer minis because I don't
fine.
have my own yet.
Very neat handwriting.
9. Okay, so I think the big one.
Mhm.
I'd like to use the vines that he has just come from to entangle him. And
Okay.
restrict him.
Okay.
Oh.
So you are casting
So
a spell.
I'm casting Entangle.
Okay. So what do I have to do on that one? Do you have the stats on that?
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
Is it against my
Well,
spell?
I'll find out. It depends on the spell. So it will normally change.
Oh, hang on. I forgot.
So it's right. I've got it here. Entangle. Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from a point within range. So it's actually a
Oh.
massive area.
So it might.
You can
get-
target it. You can basically target it. So it's only you can kind of target it.
Well, can I?
behind.
Is there a way that I can do it that it gets the other two then,
Yes.
and nobody
So-
else?
Yep. You can
Can I
do
do
that.
that?
Yep. You can get the other two.
So I'll do that.
So I have to make a strength saving throw, or they are
Yes.
restrained. So the first one. So this is them trying to like resist all these like Alora. How does it look like? Do you kind of? Is there any kind of visual thing or?
I just like I've got my staff,
Mm-hmm.
but I put my other hand out and I sort of twist it to sort of just grasp those vines, and
And they kind of
they
pull
come up.
themselves
They come
forward.
up from the floor and just try and tangle around these guys.
It's like nature force.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's against these two here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The two, so that I don't get Jiutóu.
And what is your spell save DC?
Good question.
Ding.
What is my spell?
So it should
DC?
be on
Shut
your
up.
second sheet, on your spell sheet. Sorry.
My spell.
And it should be up
warming
at the
those
top.
daggers in the back.
Oh, 14.
Right. So as you kind of these vines, Alora commands these vines, and they wrap themselves around the two smaller creatures, and they just can't move. They're like,
Do I have to roll for it though?
nope. You don't. I made the saving throw, so they both failed. So yeah, you basically you summon it, and the vines kind of
Cool.
grasp around those.
So
and
they
cannot
they're,
move.
they
They
got-
are restrained, which means it's much easier to hit them.
Is there more of that shit coming up? What is that?
That was your action. Would you like to move? Cam is yelling something at
I thought all of that entangling was more monsters coming up.
you. It could be, yeah. From you, like you've just
No,
seen
no,
her,
no,
like,
that was
just-
me. That was me. Don't
Oh.
worry, that was me.
Sweet.
Can I move to the corner where there's no creatures?
Right. So, I think I'll say right. So you're going to go here, and then what up here?
Yeah. Is there anything in the corner? Or is that fine?
There's loads of vines.
I fucking love the setup, by the way.
Well,
It's
just-
awesome.
It's quite good.
Good job, Sam.
There's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're all
Sure.
vines. You don't have to move there. I can move you somewhere else, but
No, I'll stay there.
you
That's
kind of
fine.
move up to them. Yeah, and you kind of now that you've moved as well, you're fairly. You're quite certain that the tree crest on the ground is familiar to you. Perhaps like when you're not fighting, it might be something that you
Yeah,
recognise.
to check it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Not
that's
now.
your go.
Now is not the time.
Trellimar, focus. You've just had this thing crying creature, but now it seems to be being held by these vines, and it's like struggling to get free effectively.
So that means you have advantage on hitting it.
Yes. Because it's next to you, if you try and use things like ranged weapons like crossbows or bows, you have disadvantage because you're not normally, if you're trying to use it, it's kind of harassing you.
Yeah.
Melee weapons you can obviously use fine. If you move away from it, it will get a free attack against you. So if you try and like move away while you're engaged, it gets something called an attack of opportunity. So basically, like if you try and dash away, it will kind of get a free slash at you. You can move away from it and not prevent that, but you have to spend your whole turn kind of like moving in a guarded way, and it's called disengaging. Or you can just blast it with magic. That's the other thing you can do.
Seemed pretty effective against that bush.
Yeah, go on.
Hi-yo.
Let's blast it.
That's what she said. You're going to blast it with
I didn't
Eldritch
actually
Blast?
think of it anyway,
Right, so
yeah.
this time, because it's a creature,
once.
you do have to make an attack roll against it.
Okay.
So, normally with your spell, your Eldritch Blast, put it in your attacks.
So
Should
Yeah,
be
let's
on
need
your
this in combat
first
music.
sheet. Yeah, so you should have
So
spell
your will
attack.
is silent in
your
the
spell
temple.
attack bonus is
Or
plus
plus
6.
It's in our minds.
But
though.
because it is restrained, you have something
You get
called
an
I've definitely got
advantage.
combat music.
Advantage is
How
when
about
you can
Confronting?
roll
It's got some-
2d20s
there's a
and you
theme
choose the
music.
highest one. So it's basically you get a free reroll effectively.
Okay.
So you roll
Twice.
a d20 twice and you pick the highest, and then you add the 6 to that.
Okay.
So this is with advantage.
Come on, Trelly
So that was
Belly.
8, and then you roll again, see if it's higher.
10.
10.
So
So you say
10
10,
plus
so
6,
16.
Yep.
That easily strikes the creature. Your bolt kind of connects to it and shatters it. So now you roll a d10. This is for damage. So it's the same one as
So the same
that one.
that you
Yep.
One.
One. The blast, it smashes against it, and you can see it blows chunks of twigs and branches away from its body, but it's still standing. It's like looking around. There's this purple energy just kind of ripped part of it off. But you're kind of like you mistimed it slightly, and so it only just catches it by the side as it just kind of tears off a few bits of twigs and things like that. I'm just going to mark down that one's taken that much. So that was your spell. You can still move, but as I said, if you try and move away, it will get this free attack against you effectively.
Yeah, I'll stay where I
You're
am.
going to stay where you are.
Yeah.
Cool. So after them, the creature that Jiutóu first struck at now tries to attack you again. It kind of brings these needle-like arms. 14 does hit you, I'm afraid. Your AC is 14, is that correct?
Match or beat.
So if it matches it or beats it, yeah, as Trott said, if it matches or beats it, it hits you. This one is a lot more painful. This thing seems like it's stronger than the other ones. So
We need to get rid of that.
you take 4 points of damage as this wooden claw just again rakes against you.
3.
I'm down to like 3 health.
Don't
To
worry.
get something here. In fact, and it doesn't try and move, it's just trying to engage you, it's trying to keep you on your toes all the time. Cam Buckland.
I'm gonna just saunter up to Trelly Belly.
Yep.
I'm like just pushing him a little bit aside, eyeing up, and just gonna throw a little dagger
At which one?
at the one closest to
Trell. Okay, yep.
I'm gonna pick the
You
one out
leave
of my boot.
Jiutóu to die, that's fine.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
So you
I can't
put it up
see
with-
that one, it's pretty far away.
It's quite far away, yeah.
You
I mean, you
are
might be able to
human.
hit. You might be able to
Pretty
hit it,
low light as well,
but it'd
right?
be tough. Yeah. This room has like beams of light as well, so it is
Okay.
lit, but it is it's still quite dark.
I think I'd
You see.
instinctively just go
Go for the one
closest
next
thing.
to one. Yep, sure. So you fling this throwing dagger from one of your
Okay.
many sheaths.
So I'm
With
using Dex as a
advantage.
bonus, right?
Yes, you have advantage because it's restrained.
Nice. Oh, that's a 19 already, so
See if you get a crit though.
See, you get.
Okay. It's worth doing.
Nope.
No. So the 19, you don't even need to worry about adding it because it's going to beat it. So the dagger. So he
24.
flings this knife, spins around.
1 plus 2 is a 3.
That is enough to finish it off. From the
Yay.
damage that it took previously,
See that
the dagger
trout?
just like smashes, separates its
I mean,
head
you
from
definitely
its body.
loosened it up, but I got the finishing blow, which I always like to do.
Hooah! So the creature just like splinters into like this pile of wood basically as it's like this dagger just spins through it.
Campfire.
Calling it now.
Should I have gotten an additional attack on that one?
You can make them, yeah. So as a bonus action, you can get another
Do it next
free
time,
attack.
for
So you
sure.
get that next time. But you did also because you made that
'Cause I
acrobatics
ran.
check. Yeah, I would
Do an
probably say
extra
it would work.
stretch, yeah.
It is your go now.
Oh boy.
him up, Jing!
You gonna get involved at any point?
Yep.
Cool.
So what would you like to do? So you currently have these two creatures around you. So if you with your bonus attack as well, because you're a monk, you can hit the first one and then use your bonus attack against the other creature as well. So you can kind of lash out at two targets.
Or you
Kind
can
of in a
both.
precarious position here though, because I've only got 3 hit points left.
You do.
So, more experienced players, what would you
could
advise?
But
also-
if you try and move away, he's going to get an attack of opportunity on
Right.
you.
spend
So
your whole move disengaging and moving away, but you wouldn't be able to attack. But they wouldn't be able to attack you. You could get
you
away
could do that if you wanted to.
and save them for us. But they could also
for me
move.
to die straight away.
It's alright.
No, we've
So you
got
can be
things
knocked to
we
0
can
hit
back.
points, but you don't die at
I
0
just
hit points.
need a little help.
You,
We'll have to
Yeah.
get you up, yeah.
Cool. I might risk it then.
I might
Do
risk
it.
it.
It's
then.
okay.
Well, you're
Go
also-
hard or
what
go
was your-
home,
So
yeah?
the other thing is exactly what was your character do? Like your character is
My
very
character is very
badass.
headstrong,
Very
very,
headstrong.
like, you
Doesn't
know.
wanna-
I think you would
She
see
would
this
hit
probably as a
them.
challenge, like
Yeah.
like no, I won't be beaten, and so you might.
Yeah,
stay
I
and
don't.
fight.
I think that was one of the things that I wrote into my like character kind of pros and cons is that she is headstrong, but to the point that it could be a terrible thing
Yeah.
because she just won't stop.
Then goddamn attack.
So I'm going to attack, and I'm going to attack the main.
Yeah.
The guy
So
that's
the
got it.
larger
Yeah.
one, so the current
The
is
larger
green,
guy?
the mini, but the larger guy. So the other thing is to choose what weapon. So with your Guandao, because it's a monk weapon, you can get your bonus action with it. You get your bonus attack with it as well.
It's also
So
more
it's,
powerful.
if it does more damage,
yeah.
it's often worth using that.
I definitely want to use my Guandao because I want to kind of
Just spin the
spin
staff.
it. Because also, if I get the additional, then I can spin it right around and take the second
Watch
one
the
out as
swoop
well.
in motion.
Sounds great.
Nice.
So
Nice.
make an attack roll. This is not
That's
restrained, this one, so you don't have advantage.
16,
Doesn't
17,
matter.
18, 19, 20, 21.
Easily a hit. Smashes into the creature.
D8, that's the diamond. Plus 3.
And if this is your damage.
4, 5, 6, 7.
How would you like to destroy it?
Oh, nice.
I would like to behead it.
Yep, so you, with the
stab,
bladed
so
thing,
spin my blade around, behead it.
just cuts it off, and it just collapses into a pile of
You just hear a very distant.
As a bonus action, you can attack the one behind you now as well. Now
so
this
on the
one
same
is
sweep.
yep. So you bring it round,
like to spin.
Against
With
this one, you have
advantage.
advantage because it's restrained. This means you roll 2d20s and you choose the highest. It's rolling both at once. I love it.
15 is the
15
highest.
is the highest.
Plus your bonus.
Plus 5 is
Is that
20.
Is that punch?
Easily it hits.
Yeah,
Yep. Smashes
This is
into
the
this thing.
Gwenda, yeah.
Yep. So you
5.
roll d8 plus 3.
Oh, 1 plus 3, 4.
Doesn't matter. It's still enough. This thing seems really brittle, and you just kind of
Oh shit.
smash as it just smashes into pieces.
I'd like to finish in the classic martial arts pose
Which is
with the staff
with
over
the
my
staff
head
out
like
over
that.
your head. You look
Crouched down.
exceedingly badass.
Yeah.
And I kind of, a tiny part of me would be like, did you guys see that? You guys saw
So,
that?
woo!
Yeah.
Second move.
Trellimar's
For
just
each
like,
kill.
You've got low
In that pose,
light.
the pose is on the screen. There you go. She finishes
Yeah.
See
like
a
that.
blur
I
of
finished like that.
red robes just killing shit and branches going everywhere.
Yeah.
fantastic. So there you go. Right.
Nice.
So yeah, now that you kind of take a moment, the pain of these kind of like scratches starts to set in a little
Yeah.
bit. You're quite injured.
We can do things.
You,
Yes.
well, in fact, everybody now that you're out of combat can make a religion check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a natural 20.
Natural 20 for you.
18 plus 2 is 20.
Matt's rolling his dice off the table.
What was it? 15.
15.
19.
19, you got natural. All four of you instantly recognise this symbol of the tree on the ground it's the holy symbol of Corellalathon, who is kind of the god of elves. He's kind of the patron god of the elven people. Corellalathon. What you notice in specific, I'm probably butchering that second part of the name, Corellalathon or something, I think. What you notice is unusual, is normally the stars are all depicted as silver, but on this, some of them are coloured differently. It's basically, some of them have a slightly different colour, so I believe it is, I gotta look at the thing. So the top left is gold. The second right is gold, and then the final 2 stars on the left are gold, and then the rest are silver.
2
Which one,
stars
sorry?
on the...
Again?
So it's basically
So-
top right. Yeah. So ignore the picture because it's not as
okay.
good. So it's basically like if I get rid of that one. So it's basically this one is gold, so top left, then the second right, and then the third and fourth left are
They're
gold.
all gold and the rest silver.
The rest are silver,
And it should all be silver.
and it should all be silver. Yes.
I'm not in the room yet, so I'm gonna walk in.
Yeah, I'm assuming you kind of like move in and you notice that as you
Guys,
move in.
I killed one of those tree things. You probably saw it.
Yeah, you're
Trell, sorry.
welcome for holding it down.
Well, yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty sweet. Nice blurry
No,
moves
but-
there. That's pretty good.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I mean, but you probably saw me though, right? With the
mean,
dagger.
yeah.
I
So
was
did
too
you.
busy killing everything.
You saved me.
Yeah, that's right. I pick up the dagger from the branches in the
Okay,
floor.
yeah. Make sure you so you pick it back up.
Something wrong about this tree. I don't know if you guys know, but this is Corellalathon, the tree god.
I suppose you guys know. But,
Did you know that?
King of Elves.
They knew that.
So does that mean that this is an elven place?
You tell me, you're the elf.
Those tree things common?
It is very old. It certainly has that. You
Okay.
could make a history check.
Would I know? Yeah, would I know anything because I'm
are an elf.
An elf. 17 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is probably ancient elven, long before the Lightfall, perhaps hundreds of years before
So before I was born.
before the comet even appeared, before Palor's light even appeared.
Oh, okay.
This thing was probably around from before then. You can tell by the stone. It's not like this was probably very. Yeah, just very, very old. It's very rough. It's not normally elven structures are beautifully carved. They've mastered
Yeah.
artistry. This still seems like they were learning what to do. So it's very, very old.
I mean, it's very rude to ask a lady her age, but were you here
No.
around this time?
No, I wasn't.
Like
no.
2,000 years ago?
No, I'm
Looks
not that
pretty-
old.
I
Sorry.
mean, usually they're all
I mean,
silver.
this is hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's
Right.
got to be.
And you're what, 200?
No.
I won't ask anymore.
Yeah, none of your business.
That's usually it's all silver, right? If I remember.
Yeah.
Crazy fortune
should be
teller in my
silver.
Buckland troop used to tell me all about it.
So.
But the gold ones look a bit weird.
The other things you can see in this room is you can see a staircase which seems to lead down from this room into a much, much larger room. You can't see much of it, but you can see it descends down probably about 5-10 feet and then kind of flattens out. Again, this thick mist rises a little bit, so it's kind of, it rises ever so slightly off the ground. You can see pillars covered in stuff.
Craft the mist out of the way.
Just about, only in front of you. You can't do it down below the stairs, only just right in front of you. The other thing you can see is there is another corridor opposite the one that you came in. Again, more vines and leaves that leads off to the more of a
Can I have a little look up in this area?
west. Which area?
the
Up the
top
stairs.
way.
Up here. That's not you. That's Trellimar. Yeah, you can head up there.
Good scout.
Yeah, so this is where you can see this was once the entranceway, and it's all collapsed inwards. So
I'm
it's just
also-
stone and rock.
Gonna get dagger out my boot and cast light on it. And
Okay.
just use it as a beacon.
Yeah.
So I can look in all the nooks and crannies.
Yeah, you're kind of shining this around. It illuminates this bright light, kind of just illuminates off of
Duracell.
Cam's dagger, and you
I
start
know not
illuminating.
what you talk
It's
of.
the name of the blade.
Okay.
Duracell.
You can see all these rocks have fallen through. Again, there's all this over and stuff. You can see as well as you went up the stairs, you've got these two light sconces. They're ancient. They look like worked iron, holding torches, but they look, old. Most of it's rotting away and stuff.
So it looks like if this wasn't caved in, we could get out. That would be
Yes.
the main entrance.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's no way we can.
There is perhaps thousands of years of rock fall between you. You can, there's ever so slightly like a tiny pinprick of light, but like it fades
Can
away.
anyone squeeze through that tiny gap? No.
No,
No one can turn into a fly or.
not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I think this entrance might be a no-go.
Okay.
However, this is the way out. And I think going the other way is going to be the way very much in.
Can I take a look at the mosaic and maybe tap the gold stars with my staff, just see if they're gonna push in or move? or
Yeah, you
anything?
can
Okay.
do. So you start tapping away. They don't move, but you can, as you're tapping away them, they don't move or press in, but they were definitely painted for a reason. Like you can see that this isn't like they faded or, there's something to this, but yeah, tapping away, they don't seem like they press in or anything like that. But you can, I will say, make me an investigation or a perception check, whichever one is higher for you.
Investigation or
+0.
perception is +1.
Okay, so you can make a perception check.
13.
13. You do, as you're kind of poking around, you notice something strange about the torches. You spot what you think might be some sort of hinge on the bottom of one, indicating it might move. You're not really sure.
Oh shit.
Who wants to be a test subject?
Tell us. Yeah, I saw a hand raise.
I just wonder if maybe we should clear the room or something. If it's gonna open a trapdoor, I don't know. I'm all for giving that thing a yank, but I don't want to.
Can anyone do it from a
Can we
distance?
stand away? Well, I'm already in the corner.
Maybe stand on the staircase.
Yeah, and
like-
everyone come up here with me. And Trell will flick the switches, right?
Yeah, go on.
You don't have
I'll do
you
it.
don't have to do
No,
it.
look, he's
He's so keen.
I'll kill him.
I'm
He's a
driven,
flick
I need to get out
switcher,
of
I knew it.
It's true, you do need to get out, yeah.
Yeah.
For you, you're probably the most comfortable underground out of all this lot. 'cause
Yeah.
You grew up
I
there.
hate this place.
But yeah, for the rest of it, it's quite weird. You do feel like you're under quite a lot of.
It's quiet.
Yeah, it's
So
very
still.
quiet.
Very quiet.
You every so often you just hear the faint scrape of wood on stone. You might hear a strange rustling noise. That's
That's just
about it.
Cam fumbling his.
Can we check
daggers.
around the symbol on the floor
What?
to see if there's anything that looks like it's gonna sink or anything? If
You
you
can-
pull the hinge.
Perception or
like,
investigation
percep-
check for me. Yep, it's up to you which one you want to use.
Perception. Natural 20.
Right, not around the mosaic, but as you're moving around and you're looking, you just happen to glance at the staircase heading down,
Oh,
and you notice that the stairs, it looks like they shift into.
so the one
they
going down
tilt.
into the main bit or the one
This
up?
one.
Right.
So it's probably
So
down.
you notice that
Boulder or something.
something around them. It looks like that they might into a
Got
slide.
wheelchair access. They thought ahead.
Silly twat.
What?
So yeah, so you notice as you're going around, you're just like,
Okay.
oh wait,
Okay, guys, the stairs here look like they're gonna move.
What? Now?
No,
These ones?
if you found a hinge, no, the ones down by Jiutóu.
Jiutóu is the one closest.
the one nearest to me.
What if we pull these things?
Well, it might
It might actually
be a trap.
Or it might be a way
Trell.
out.
Or it might be a way out.
We're all going to
So,
go in the other room, and you push that lever, and you just shout what happens.
Can we maybe stand back as the lever's pulled so we're
Yeah.
not in the
I mean, we don't have to do
general-
it.
You've got the other corridor there as well. Like you can see.
I think we should do it.
Yeah.
Give it a good yank.
That's my kind of thing.
Whereabouts are these torches?
So
The
these
torches
are
are
these
stairway
little.
there.
I know it's quite hard for you to
Just
see,
those,
but
right,
yeah,
okay.
like there's two little dots on the sort of like where the stairs going up.
Can I sort of like
Shim it.
sort of stand out of the way, yet pull the?
Which one? Because they both seem to have these hinges.
Oh,
Okay.
So which one, the left or the right?
Could you please move me before this
Move.
happens?
And where would you like to move? Up here?
I'll stand opposite Cam.
Opposite camp. Up
Yeah.
here. Okay.
I don't
So
want
which
to
one?
move.
Which one would you like to go up
The
to?
one you're next to?
Yeah,
or-
I'll stay.
Okay. So on the left one,
Yeah.
you grip it. It takes a heft. It's like there's years of kind of like, not quite rust, but it's just like. You hear grinding stone. Nothing happens.
Can
Well,
I pull
pull the other
I'm
one.
next to?
You pull the one you're next to. Grinding stone.
Maybe
Pull
we have
them
to
both
pull
at the same
time.
Yeah.
As you pull them both at the same time, you hear grinding stone, but it sounds different.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry if this goes wrong. Okay.
Let's,
Can I look at this? Does anything happen to the stairs?
Nope.
Does anything happen to the mosaic?
Nope. It's everything apart from this noise that you heard, which the first two it was like almost like a stone cog or wheel or something like. When you pulled them both, it was.
Can we light the torches?
Yeah, you can. Well, do you have like you've got like tinder boxes
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
do.
in your packs like. They have like very faint, like old wrappings around them, sort of soaked in. Just it's quite strange that they've lasted this long, and perhaps some sort of strange oil, and they have like a very faint blue color to them.
Okay.
Okay.
I think these might have activated something in another room. I
Yeah.
think we put one and one together with these stairs, but it may not be the same thing.
Maybe not.
So we do.
Or maybe you need to put pressure on them for it to.
I'm
I don't
really
know.
not intelligent, so it really hurts.
Like you're just like, oh, it's just some stones. What?
Can I have a
Grinding.
peek down the
jeez,
other
yeah.
corridor?
Yeah, of course you can.
The one that's
So you're
not
gonna
the
move
room.
over here.
And like do perception or something.
You've got low light vision. What you notice
Yeah.
is outside of this room, like this room and like the corridor you're peeking down, there are no more beams of light coming in. So it is darkness down there. Your dagger, like you can use that, but the rest of you, even with your low light, it starts getting into pitch blackness as you move down. What you can just about see is you can just maybe make out what appears to be stone pews or like stone benches. And again, more of this moss and vines falling down.
Can I borrow your light?
Yeah.
Or can you? No, please don't throw
you
it
just
at
Let's throw it down the corridor.
So what? You're going to move
down
round
the corridor.
So you come round like do like that, and
Just
then
like-
you just ding 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 ding. Stagger flies down, and yeah, we'll say it can illuminate most
It
of
wasn't
the
a
room.
crazy throw, it's just like a...
It was like it's enough to kind of spread the light because it's about 60-foot radius with light spell, and it kind of illuminates. And what you can see, you can see rows of like stone benches. What probably was once an old fountain, broken, sort of shattered, bits of it falling apart. More stone benches. A faint statue at the very end of the room, sort of like an elven robed figure, an altar, and a lot of bodies, fresh bodies.
Okay.
This distance, it's hard to tell, but yeah, they look fresh.
I'm gonna get rid of light.
You cancel it. Yep. It plunges into
Shit, my
darkness.
dagger.
Before we move anywhere, does anyone have any healing spells or like
Oh,
a
yeah, you're
band-aid
pretty beaten up.
or my tail's bleeding?
I touch her and cast Healing Word.
You don't have to touch her.
Oh,
It's
Healing
actually,
Word,
No, it's
you
not.
don't.
You're right. Cure Wounds is a touch.
Cure
get
Wounds.
off of me!
I still try and...
Stop touching me!
I need to.
Okay.
No, channel it.
You cast one of your first level slots. Heal.
It is a first level slot,
Yep.
so you best freaking use it. 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability,
Which is whiz.
which is Whiz.
It's a D4, not a D20, mate. Chill out.
6 HP.
You feel this war. How you describe it? How does your healing feel? That's how it feels. Feel it.
I feel grateful, but I also feel a little bit sick.
a bit repulsed.
A bit repulsed.
You can see
This-
as he touches you,
nice.
his chest hair's poking out from his shirt. He smells of like a faint cologne.
I feel quite upset. If I'm
I've also
honest.
got a ring that
Oh, that's
just
true.
slightly glows when I was doing that.
Yeah. You
I'm
see-
looking at the ring.
It's it's not like, is it valuable like silver or gold, or is it?
It's kind of like dull because of I don't really keep it in good condition. Well, as good condition as I can on the road all the time. It's a little bit dull, but it's just like silvery metal from what you can tell,
silvery metal
with a rune in the top.
and 3 wavy lines.
I'm looking at the ring.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah, you feel this warmth, you feel this holy energy heal you. All your like cuts just kind of seal back together a little bit. It feels very strange. Magic's always felt a bit weird.
Feels good, right?
Thank you, Mr. Buckland.
It's quite alright.
So yeah,
So
what do you guys like to do?
Good
So
question.
you've seen this room. It was briefly illuminated and then plunged back into darkness.
Okay, so there's a lot of bodies in there.
What? Bodies?
You saw them.
Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry, I tried to forget.
There's bodies in there, and I mean, I'd like to check out that statue, but I don't really want to go in there if there's a lot of death.
I'm not that squeamish or anything, so I'm going to go up to a corpse and like check out its
So you-
wounds.
You want to go into
You're
the
gonna go
room?
in the room. It's pitch black in there currently.
Actually, yeah. I'm kind of missing my dagger already,
You're like, I need it back.
so I'm going to stealth forward.
So you're gonna sneak.
Very
Okay.
sneaky.
Sneaky,
Okay.
sneaky.
Right.
Not
make
touching any of these branches that stick out walls because I know they sometimes come alive.
Make me a stealth check, please, Mr. Buckland.
That is a that's a 4.
Clumsy.
So stealthy.
Hey guys!
Right. It's very, very difficult for you to see in here. So you kind of get to there. It's pitch black. You're kind of stumbling and feeling as you go. You feel stone, like a rough stone bench, as you kind of touch your hand on it. But apart from that, it's almost impossible
Can I
to
not
see
find my
anything.
dagger? No
And
idea.
like, so what? You start moving further to where you found it. You start patting the floor. You feel flesh, cold flesh.
Ooh.
Maybe like a sticky liquid on your hand.
Ooh.
You're pretty sure it's blood.
Yep. Yep, it's metallic.
Yep. You
Fresh.
kind of just watch Cam just disappear into blackness, and you can see a shape kind of like on the ground, patting around, but that's about it. You can't really see anything.
Can those torches come off of the...
You
Thing.
can pull the wooden torches out of the sconces.
Can I take
yes.
one of the wooden
Yep,
torches out
absolutely.
so that I can shine it down the corridor?
Yep. So you shine it.
I
down
don't
the
want to go too far in, but I want to shine the...
You shine it down, and this light, kind of blue, very dull blue light, kind of like illuminates.
Blue, is it?
Yeah, the one from the torches. Yeah, they have like a they glow. They burn blue effectively. Something to do with the oil wrapped around them. And as this kind of blue light fills, you can see. Oh yeah, you just touched some dead guy's arm. And as you're doing that, you find your dagger. You kind of pick it up, but as you do, that's when you hear one of the bodies kind of moving so slightly, like it's just kind of like
I just panic, rush backwards.
like just skid.
Moonwalk out of there.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, again, and as you kind of move back, like the light, you can just see like this body kind of like almost like rolling or like trying to get up. Like
I'm like, they're alive. The corpses are alive.
Did you manage to see how many were in the room?
No.
there was quite a
Maybe
few. As you were, when you were in the room, what you did notice is you're pretty sure it was one of the other people in the caravan with you. Like as you were traveling,
from
you
the
just
caravan.
recognised the clothing that they were wearing.
They're the corpses of the caravan and they're alive. Some weird shit's going on in here.
Why did they put
But-
us in that
But
cage?
do we
and
do we
keep-
know that they are corpses, or this person could just be injured, couldn't they?
I've got blood.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but it still could be just
all
be
you,
injured.
all you saw was a body kind of go.
Maybe he's
I'm going
alive.
to say he's injured. Yeah.
Could be somebody who
Right.
needs medical attention.
I'm going to pull
So I
off a
went-
torch and
So
go
you're
down
gonna,
and
you're gonna
have a look.
literally
Yeah.
grab the other one and then you head in. How far do you want to go? Like here? Where are you gonna go? Like
To
fully
whoever,
in?
to whoever he is, this body.
Okay. So in that case, you move to about there. Let's put this guy down for now. The torch illuminates the rest of the room. And yeah, as you get there, you can now see this figure kind of like it's face down, and it's kind of like trying to like get up.
Okay.
And as you kind of get up to the body, it kind of turns its head, and you can now see wrapped around like its throat, underneath its clothing, and like wrapped around its arms, is like this barbed vine that's dug into its flesh. And as it turns up, you can see its eyes. Actually, two of the vines are coming out of its eye sockets instead, and it just goes and and it reaches for you instantly. It just kind of goes to like grab you effectively.
Is he okay?
Does he need medical assistance?
I think it's a bit late for that.
That is going to be another initiative, please.
Oh shit! Here comes the music.
Dun, 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 dun.
17.
Fucking hell.
Also, we're at the halfway point.
Lazy as always.
Are we already there? Holy crap! I didn't realise we were there already. We'll take a break after this encounter.
Sam has put a little clock up.
Right, hang on, give me a second. Laura Trell.
Ah shit! Vine zombies.
Cam, your initiative.
8.
8, good. Elora,
16.
16. Trell, 8. Jiutóu,
20.
20. Always off the first. You now notice that another one of the bodies, as Trell moved up to the other one, also starts to get up.
These were good guys.
I am indifferent to their suffering.
Jiutóu,
Such a lovely person.
you watch kind of like, I'll assume that you had moved up sort of around
'cause
here.
Cam was touching me up.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, so you watch as
Good reason.
Trellimar, this creature, you can just about see the vines, just goes "Whoa," and tries to grab him. What would you like to do?
Elf, do you think you can do anything to do with the magic that runs this place?
I don't know.
I love it when people just call me by my race. Human! Can you open
I
this
have
door?
no time for niceties.
I can't really. I mean, Druidcraft let me sort of wriggle the vines.
Right,
loose,
that's
but
that's
no.
what you get out in because this is all happening at once.
Okay.
That's what you get out in your turn.
Okay.
That's what you hear.
That was
What
me.
are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna attack.
So what do you do? You kind of do you want to run along the wall again, or
Yeah,
do
let's do that. That worked.
It worked out pretty well
Yeah, it looked
last
pretty
you? I'd say
sweet last
if
time.
you manage to pull it off, you'll get to about here, so you'll
Okay.
get next to Trellimar. So
So-
acrobatics check.
Acrobatics is 12, 13, 14, 15.
You run over their heads. You just about get there. I will say you don't get your bonus action this round because it kind of takes extra effort to run up
Yeah.
along it. But you do manage to get there. You've got
I'm
your
gonna plant
staff out.
myself down.
You're going to attack.
So I'm going
strange-
to
the
attack
man.
the vine zombie.
Okay. Yep.
D20 plus 5.
18, 19,
18.
20, 21, 22, 23.
Yep. That is a hit. The Guandao slashes into the creature.
That's a D8, which is the diamond.
No.
No. That one.
Let's see what you get.
So,
Oh, nice.
And then do I do
10.
anything on that?
Plus
So you
3.
get So on your weapon,
Oh
it'll
yeah,
stay.
so 7,
10.
8, 9, 10.
10. Whew, you cut into it, a deep gash all the way across its chest. No blood comes out, it just kind of rips the flesh and like splits it. But this creature does not, it doesn't make a noise. It stumbles a little bit and then it just keeps trying to go for Trellimar effectively. But yeah, you run up, slice through it. Elora,
Can I imbue my staff with magic? Shillelagh.
you cast Shillelagh. Yep.
I want to run up to the same one.
Okay, well hang on, because it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep.
Can I?
20. I'll say you can get to about there, yeah.
And
You're
I
kind of
wanna
like
just-
stood over one of these stone benches. They're not very tall, they're quite low, so you're kind of like stepping over it, but it is difficult to move.
Okay. I'd like to having my magical staff just smack him right in the head.
Yep, make an attack roll with your shillelagh
Is the
staff.
shillelagh a bonus action or is it?
It's a bonus
It's a
action.
bonus
It's
action,
a
nice.
cantrip.
Well, not all cantrips are bonus actions.
That was a 19
but I'm
roll.
pretty sure shillelagh
so-
is.
19.
For the uninitiated, what is shillelagh?
A shillelagh is
It
a
imbues my staff with the power of nature and magic, so it becomes a magical weapon. So that basically it allows me to use my magic instead of my strength.
Yes.
which is
Smack it.
terrible.
Because
Yeah.
my strength is awful.
It's basically like nature is guiding Elora's
Like
hand.
thorns and shit come out of it.
Yeah.
Sprout.
I believe it's like an old Irish term, shillelagh. I
Irish,
think
yeah.
it's very much.
Shillelagh.
I think it's like part of like it's a famous weapon in culture and Irish
Alright.
folklore. But yeah, so you imbue it. You get a 19 on the roll. You're going to hit.
So it's 1d6 plus 4. Bap, 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 bap. Yes.
Yep.
D6.
For a quarterstaff, it's D8 if you use it two-handed, D6 if you use it
Oh,
one-handed.
can I use it two-handed?
Yeah, of course you can. Doesn't change nothing. Apart from the fact you can't use it.
5 damage.
Yeah,
Enough.
you crush into this creature, you smash on one of its legs. You're pretty sure you hear bone shatter. It just doesn't
Damn it!
react. It's just kind
I
of
wanted
like
to try and move them in.
it kind of like stumbles again, and it's just like and it's just like swiping effectively. Cam or Trell? I want to go with Trell first.
Okay.
What would you like to do? This thing is like looming at you.
Well, all the weapons that everyone else has used doesn't seem to do anything.
They have damaged it, but yeah,
But it's still coming.
It seems unnaturally strong or tough.
I'll try and blast it again.
So Eldritch
Blast, yeah.
Hadouken.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Decimate.
you make a spell attack. So this is the +6 again. So if you look on your middle sheet where your weapons and that are, I think I put E-blast on that main one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So I think I put E-blast. So it's a +6, I believe.
D20.
D20. That one.
That one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's alright. Don't worry. You'll come to know these as valuable friends.
11.
Doesn't matter. This thing, it's not dexterous in any way. It just takes it. It's just like, poof, and it just absorbs the hit. Roll your damage. So it's a D10. That one.
A 9.
Wow. So
Holy shit.
you blast this thing and you literally punch a hole in its chest, and it
Wow.
kind of slumps. So you dealt 9 damage, didn't you? You punch a hole in this thing's chest, and it looks like it's about to fall back, and then it's just like the vines kind of like wrap around it, and it's just like and it just lurches back into it. It looks like this thing is really hard to
Find
put
the
down
vines.
effectively.
Yeah. We
Cam,
need to find the vines.
unless you'd like to move, that was your action, so you can still move, but it will get a free attack against you.
No, I'll stay there for now.
Okay, Cam,
Was I in the room because I came back, didn't I?
came back. You scooted back.
Okay, I'm gonna walk into the room until I can see the action going on.
Yep, the torchlight illuminates enough around.
Can I see the vine with which is digging into him, the source, the root of it?
Yep. Oh, it's not coming from the ground. It looks like it's like almost like a skeleton of vines. Like they've kind of like wrapped around its legs, all the way up its torso. They're around each arm, around its neck. That kind of goes in through. It looks like it had like a slit throat, and the vine goes in through the throat, and then it's gone up.
I'm gonna
into
aim
the-
for that. I'm gonna throw a dagger sideways so it spins
Yep,
and just
tries to
cuts
cut
the
it.
throat.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20!
Natural 20. So first one that we've had in combat. So natural 20. If you roll a 20 in combat, you do double dice damage. So whatever you roll, you double, and then you add bonuses on top of that. So that hits, and it automatically hits as well. Like no matter what, even if this thing had some crazy armor, natural 20 always hits. So
that
double
chance?
the dice damage.
3
Just
six,
double it. So 6,
8.
8 damage. So I have to do.
on that vine in the neck.
Right, this time the knife spins round and you see it cuts this main vine, and all the vines just kind of, and then it just slumps to the ground dead.
That's what we gotta do, guys. Hit the vines.
Okay.
That's
It
why.
just and then slumps down. As you do that, you're kind of you took your eyes briefly away from this other being, which
Oh,
kind
shit.
of stumbles over the pews, and it kind of like reaches down and tries to grab you.
By all means,
16 versus armor.
that hits.
Yeah. You take 3 points of damage as this kind of like this vine-empowered arm just smacks you across the head, like violently, like really strong.
Motherfucker!
Just bashes you. Jiutóu.
So I'm gonna go and help the human.
So you kind of turn around. It's just to the side of you. It's kind of like stood over like one of these stone benches. It's just like.
Before I strike, can I see kind of like where the vines like are on this?
Yeah, on this one it seems it has like basically the vines. It seems to have like a cut across its neck, a cut across each of its wrist, and then a long gash down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And the vines, it looks like they might have been like put in it, and they're now growing out of the chest, and they wrap around, and then they go in through certain of these cuts, and then like in through the throat, and then out through the eyes.
So I'd like
It's
to
just like a
target,
mass of vines, effectively.
I'd like to target kind of the heart of that, like the
Okay.
central mass
the
of that.
big mass of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And I'll like to hit with my staff.
So you kind of go at it slashing, and yep. Okay, make your attacks.
15, 20?
20.
20?
Yep,
Yeah, so
easily hits. This thing does not look dexterous at all.
It's that one.
Yep, that's a D8.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus 3.
Oh, it's got to be on the table. It's got to be on the
Gotta
table.
Nice.
3, 4, 5, 6.
6 damage. Yeah, you strike. You don't quite get the center mass. You kind of stab into its flesh. You tear out a big chunk of like the human, what was once a human's body. But yeah, it just kind of stumbles a little bit and doesn't seem affected. You can use your bonus action to attack again.
I'd like to
because you're a
attack
monk.
again.
Yep. So you just roll attack.
That
So now you've got to see if you hit it again. Yep. So it's that 1 + 5.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Just hits. This thing seems so slow that it's kind of. But you almost trip. Like the force of your first blow kind of sets you off balance. But you just managed to cut it again. So now you can roll damage again.
3, 4, 5, 6.
6 damage. Again, you strike into it. You cut a big part of its chest, but you just don't hit these vines that somehow seem to be controlling the corpse. But yeah, you definitely slack away. You maybe cut away some of the vines, but not this mass central part. Alora, what would you like to do?
Can I, as my bonus action, see if I can druid craft and pull some of the vines out?
You can try. Yep.
Can I try?
Yep. So what I'd like you to do is make a. It's using more of a knowledge. Let's say nature for you. Nature check.
5.
You just you can't. There's something so unnatural about these that you can't use your control over nature to pull into it.
Okay.
But I'll say you can still have your move and your action though. It was a cool attempt.
Can I? Yeah, the shillelagh's still going.
Okay.
So can I just go up?
You could go 5, 10. You can move you move past Trellimar and then move over and attack it across one of these benches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I go for the vines that are at the throat again?
Yeah, it's harder for you because you've kind of got more of a club, but you're trying to bash them out and sort of knock them away and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Is it above 8?
Yeah.
You hit. These things are not hard to hit.
Low armor.
They are very tough, but not very hard to hit.
So I am doing 9.
9. You hit a large chunk of the vine in its throat and it rips it free. The head kind of goes limp, but the body still seems to be being controlled. It's like the head's flopping around, but the arms are still trying to lash out at Cam. Trell. You're now quite separated away, you're further a bit back. Now that, while everyone else is focused on the room, you can definitely see this probably was once some sort of temple. You know temples quite well, the layout. The pews, they seem to be stone pews. The fountain was probably some sort of ritual, and there is an altar at the back. And then this statue, you would guess, is of Coralal Lathon, the elven deity. It seems to be in more of a funeral rites kind of methodology. It seems to be kind of in that sort of death, holding its arms out, welcoming, that sort of thing. You just because you're training, you've got a vibe for this kind of temple. So,
okay. Ooh.
what would you like to do?
How minor are my illusions?
So your illusion can create anything within a 5-foot space. So effectively, imagine the space of a person. So it can create anything of the volume of a single person. So you could do a chair or a man standing. You generally can't make them too complicated. Watch that screen behind you because I can see it falling a little bit. Sorry, we're still dealing with green screens.
Pure grey wall.
Pure grey wall that's behind you.
Everybody.
So your illusions can fill that 5-foot square, or they can be a sound. They can't be both sound and image.
Could I cast a minor illusion noise behind the creature to distract it?
To try and distract it? Yeah, I'd say you can do that.
Yeah.
I'd say that would give it, it will either probably have a disadvantage on its next attack roll because it's kind of I will make a quick save for it to see if it falls for your illusion. It's pretty dumb, so it should fail. It seems to be and it's kind of distracted by this noise. What noise are you making?
Clatter.
A clatter of armor or something.
Yeah.
So he's kind of it's twisting its body around as if something's there, but it's not actually there. You can still move if you'd like. You can move away. So you're currently just behind the two, behind Jiutóu and Alora.
Where's this statue?
The statue is this at the back here, and there's an altar just in front of it as well.
Can I move over to the statue?
Yeah. So you kind of go whoop.
Yeah.
As you get behind the altar, you can see that it's got a hollowed out inside, and there seems to be something in there as well. You don't have enough time to register what it is, but there seems to be some sort of goods in there of some sort of form. Cam.
while it's distracted, I'm like
Okay, yep.
stabbing the shit out of its neck.
Yeah, I will say you can have advantage rather than or it can
I'm
have
gonna go for the
disadvantage.
chest. I'm gonna have advantage.
Okay, so yeah, while it turns it around like its body, you hack away at the one in the chest.
It's not very good. That's a 14.
Is it better than 8?
Yes.
Yes. Then you hit.
That's a 4.
4 points of damage. You do cut at like the large mass inside, so you dealt 4 damage, didn't you?
Yeah.
You cut into the large mass, and it like you sever several of these vines. One of its arms goes limp, and it goes to forward, and it's like
Yes! No!
it still seems to be some unnatural way is hanging on to life, effectively.
What the hell?
It then it brings its meaty fist around to try and strike at you. 16 versus AC.
Yeah.
You take 4 points of damage.
Oh fuck.
As again, it's just this unnatural strength
No, it really hurt.
collapses into you. You probably bruise quite a few ribs.
Yep. I'm pretty fucked.
As it smashes against you. Jiutóu.
Ow.
It seems like definitely striking these vines is working, but yeah, some sort of power. It just makes it really hard to kill.
Okay, I'm gonna go into attack,
Okay.
and I'm going to strike my guandao at the central mass.
Try and go for that
like,
mass in the
still
center.
going for that.
You can see this
central
writhing
mass.
tangle like a heart of vines, effectively.
Yeah.
Just like power it away.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Hits.
Oh, nice.
8, 9, 10, 11.
You strike into it, you pierce the guandao straight through, severs loads of the vines, but enough of them like start coiling out again, taking over the arms. It looks like it should have gone down, but these
it
vines
again.
are keeping it going.
I'd
Bonus
like
action?
to hit it again.
Yep, make an attack roll. Monk's OP, but awesome.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It hits.
1, 4.
That kills it. You basically, how do you want to kill it?
Again, just a kind of a thrust.
Yep, and it just, and you kind of like turn the guandao, and all of the vines inside just sever, and it just, the body just goes limp, smashes to the ground. And on that, we're going to take a really quick break, just a bathroom break for everybody. So Sam, if you can sort that out for us, like probably 15 minutes, we'll just take a break, have a drink.
Yes.
And then we'll go back. So thanks very much for watching, guys, so far. At the end of it, I will probably stick around and like maybe read some stuff out or like just talk a little bit. But yeah, all right, we're going to have a quick break and we'll be back in 10-15 minutes.
See you in a bit.
Brothers of the mind rejoice. Swing, swing, swing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who knows what we'll find beneath? Diamonds, rubies, gold and more. Hidden in the mountains. Born underground, suckled from a teeth of snow, raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home, skin of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. The sunlight will not reach too slow. Never seen a blue moon glow. Fill a glass and down some meat. Stop your bellies at the feast. Stumble home and fall asleep, dreaming in our mountain deep. Born underground, grown inside a rocky womb. The earth is our cradle, the mountain shall become our tomb. Face us on the battlefield, you will meet your doom. We do not fear what lies beneath, we can never dig too deep. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. Born underground, suckled from a teat of stone, raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home. Skin made of iron, steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole.
Come follow me, guys. Follow me. Let's go to my house. Look, it's down this way.
stole a car.
It's down.
Jumped in the cave and
I'll show you where my.
I've been talking to him
I'll
about.
show you where my new house
trying out
is.
for stunt lads, guys.
Oh, So you,
Holy fuck!
Jesus Christ, he's really keen.
I'm in.
So you're keen to do some cunning stunts.
With us.
Yeah, I want to be part of the stunt crew. I want to be part of the dudes. I want to be part of the stunt crew. I want to be part of the dudes. I want to be part of the stunt crew. I want to be part of the dudes. I want to be part of the stunt crew. I want to be part of the dudes.
Oh my god.
Oh
You did a good job so
no.
far.
It's gonna cost
You
you.
managed to jump over that fucking wall. I can't get it. Oh, Trott! Jesus!
Did you like that cool move?
Trott just
guys?
smashed
Can I be
right.
part of the team now?
I didn't know you were behind
Can
me.
I be part of the stunt?
I need my bag
shit.
back. So yeah, Sips, you've got a pretty rigorous initiation process. Just make sure you're pretty savvy and clued up, and that your body and mind is ready to be a stuntman.
I've been doing all sorts of yoga. I've been eating all sorts of yogurt. I've been reading books written by Yoda. So all the yos are covered up ready. Yoga, yogurt, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda.
Where you at?
I'm just breaking into my, it's the impounded part of the police station to steal my car back. I just have to park a broken car next to a wall, jump on the car, jump over the wall, jump on the car, jump over the wall. I now got my Sand King back.
Love that talking.
I've been doing all sorts of yoga. I've been eating all sorts of yogurt. I've been reading books written by Yoda. So all the yos are covered up, buddy. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. I broke my arm. I parked my car in the disabled parking spot. And now I'm stealing somebody else's car from the disabled parking spot.
You're the worst guy, you're such a mean guy.
I've been doing all sorts of yoga. I've been eating all sorts of yogurt. I've been reading books written by Yoda. So all the yos are covered up, buddy. I've been doing all sorts of yoga. I've been eating all sorts of yogurt. I've been reading books written by Yoda. So all the yos are covered up, buddy. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda.
So initiation
Wow, this
part
is what
one,
this
you
game is all
successful,
about.
is park in disabled spots.
Yep.
Be
Be a
immoral.
dick. Be immoral.
Be a douche.
Be a bad guy.
Okay, I'm a bad guy.
What kind
Is
of
that-
what sort of bad guy? Like when you're in the
Where
supermarket,
the
what sort of
fucking-
put things back
Where
in
the
one place?
fuck did my door go? Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda. Yoga, Yogers, Yoda.
Deep underground, a young dwarf dreaming of a world he never knew. He looked above the trees and mountain heights and saw a moon so blue. They told him dwarves could never fly so high. They laughed and said he'd fail if he tried. He left his home and his life behind, his dream burning like a rocket inside. So strap yourself into the rocket now, rocket now. Watch as the countdown seconds tick by. Hope and pray that you'll make it now, make it now. You'll never know if you don't try. He never knew he looked above the trees and mountain heights and saw a moon so blue. They told him dwarves could never fly so high. They laughed and said he'd fail if he tried. He left his home and his life behind, his dream burning like a rocket inside. So strap yourself into the rocket now, rocket now. Watch as the countdown seconds tick by. Hope and pray that you'll make it now, make it now. You'll never know if you don't try. Strap yourself into the rocket now, rocket now. You got your friends right by your side. Final checks, then you close your eyes. You dream about it like a rocket inside. You dream about it like a rocket. You dream about it like a rocket inside.
Brothers of the mind rejoice. Swing, swing, swing with me. Raise your pick and raise your voice. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Rulers what will find beneath. Diamonds, rubies, gold and ore. Hidden in the mountain store. Born underground. Suckled from a teeth of snow. Raised in the dark. The safety of a mountain home. Skin made of iron. Steel in our bones. To dig and dig makes us free. Come on, brother, sing with me. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Digging a hole. Sunlight will not cease to slow. Deep, deep in the eye. Never seen the blue moon glow. Fly so high. Fill a glass and down some meat. Stop your bellies at the feast. Stumble home and fall asleep. Dreaming in our mountain deep. Born underground. Grown inside a rocky womb. The earth is our cradle. The mountain shall become our tomb. Face us on the battlefield. You will meet your doom. We do not feel what lies beneath. We can never dig too deep. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Diggy, diggy
Hello and welcome back to High Rollers, our D&D stream here on the Yogscast Twitch. Hopefully this audio is all working. I'm sure you will all let Sam know if there are any problems, and he will let us know. We took a little quick break. Thanks for coming back. Make sure you tweet out and mention that we are back live now in case anybody gets finished. Please do.
We need people to know. We know that it's good if there's a good viewership. And
exactly.
We want to keep going.
Oh, we have
look.
names now.
Oh.
Woo!
Oh, look at that, Sam.
Thanks,
Obviously,
I need some accents.
just put God. Just God right here. Like, I'm the king. But yeah, guys, do let us know if you've got any feedback and stuff. Do let us tweet at us and all that kind of stuff. We'll do that at the end anyway. We're going to crack back on with the game. So when we just before the break, the guys had dispatched some strange plant viney zombies that had were in this temple.
They were horrible.
Yeah.
They were really horrible.
Your description was
Super
quite
creepy,
quite gruesome.
little thorny vines coming out of eye sockets, and now they are in what appears to be some sort of temple, discovered by Trellimar, who worked out this is probably some sort of funeral temple or some sort of holy temple with funeral rites. There are a lot of bodies around. Now that you are in and you are no longer fighting these creatures, they are the bodies of the caravan that you were traveling with. So this is the caravan that was going from the town of Greybell all the way up to the capital city. And these people are all just like villagers and traders who were on the caravan with you. You recognize them by their clothing. You didn't learn their names or anything, but you knew the people as you were traveling with them.
This sucks.
There does seem to, you kind of count, and there's definitely not everybody's here. There are at least 2 people. The caravan master, a man named Thomas, who is the man who you paid or you spoke to and agreed to come on this, who had agreed to take you on the caravan. He does not appear to be here, and you think that there may be 1 or 2 other just commoners who aren't there as well, basically. And just before as well, Trellimar had moved behind the altar and discovered that there was like a hollowed out chamber in like the altar, and that it contained a package. And now that you look at it more clearly, you can see what appear to be 2 very beautifully decorated glass vials which have a strange liquid in them, as well as 2 ceremonial urns. They probably were used to hold perhaps incense or some sort of special stuff. They look quite valuable on their own right. You probably reckon they're worth, the urns are worth about 25 gold each. Okay. And the potions, or the vials I should say, whoops. They are potions though. You don't know what they are, but they are 2 potions kind of in this like a little bundle of like wrapped up cloth, and you can just see them poking out, and they're just tucked in behind this altar.
Okay. Can I have them?
Yeah, you literally do you want to try and do it secretly so the others don't notice, or are you just quite like, some stuff?
Can I sneakily take the valuable urns and be like, look, I found these files over here.
Yeah, so you can make a sleight of hand. So on your skills, you should have a sleight of hand skill.
Okay, that's 3.
So you roll this.
Ooh.
Oh fuck, he's
19. So and the
22. So you 3 may make perception checks to see if you
To beat a
spot-
19.
To beat a 23, I think.
23.
Yeah.
Perception.
no. Just
Nope.
4.
Nope.
Yep.
So these 2 urns, so it's about 25 gold each, so about 50 gold. So if you just want to write down somewhere like 2 urns, 50 gold.
Okay.
They're elven in make. You reckon they were probably ceremonial in some nature. You kind of just like, as you lean down, you very, very covertly sneak them into your pack. And then you're like, oh, I found these vials. And yeah, Trellimar seemed to have these vials, these glass vials.
Nice find,
nice.
Trellimar.
Good job.
It's pretty good, aren't they?
You're so trusty. That's what I like about you. What are the potions? Let's have a look. Can I have a look and see?
Yeah, so you have a look at them. Once you actually get them out, I have no problem telling you they are potions of healing. So you have 2 potions of healing.
He's just like.
The other thing I should probably explain to you guys while you're out of combat, if at any point there are ways that you can rest in D&D. There are 2 types of rest: the short rest and the long rest. Now the short rest is you basically taking like half an hour to an hour. It's like a breather. You're like, whew, man, just need to sit down, and you have like a bit of to eat and stuff like that. During a short rest, you can regain hit points by spending your hit dice. Now each of you have a hit dice type. I think all of you have D8 as your hit dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So that means that you can roll 1d8 and you regain that many hit points plus your Constitution modifier, and you can regain those like as part of a short rest. Those hit dice come back. You get half of your level every time you take a long rest. So the idea is that as you're adventuring, you can spend these hit dice during short rests, and then when you take a long rest, you get some of them back. Things like spells come back during a long rest. Yours come back during a short rest. And certain other abilities will come back during short rests and stuff as well. But just want to put that out there, just in case you wanted to take one. You probably don't, but just in case at any point you want to take it, that's how that system works.
Holding a pretty bad wound here. I'm like, I probably need to take 5, guys, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Let's make sure the
Do you not
corridors
want
are
to use
safe.
the potion?
You have a little sippy.
I think if I just squeeze it out, I'll be alright.
So you
30 minutes, I'll be good.
Yeah.
You guys just make sure the corridors are clear. I don't want any more freaking
Okay.
vine zombies coming in here, you know what I mean?
While he's doing that, can I go and look at the altar and the statues?
Yep. So you're going to take a short rest.
Yes.
So you don't all have to take one. It can be individually.
It's going to be 30 minutes of me out though.
I need at least 4 hours, guys. So
That's a long rest. That's a
Yeah.
long rest for you. So
If you
this
want
is just
spells,
a short
please.
rest.
I don't got
I just
short
want to
rest.
squit out.
Okay. So
man.
you're going to roll your hit dice.
Yeah.
So D8 for you.
Squit out the blood.
And don't forget you get to add your con modifier to it as well.
Yeah.
So this is basically like Cam just basically takes a bit of a sit down and has a short rest.
Okay, that's 4 HP back.
So he gets 4 hit points back. But now he can't do that again because he hasn't got any more hit dice to spend. As you level up, you get more hit dice, so you can heal more and you can spend more of them as you want to and stuff like that. You investigate the altar.
Yes, please.
With your elven background, you know that this is Corellon, this is a temple to him as well. It does appear to fall into a very ancient tradition, one that you've kind of maybe learnt as a child but isn't practiced anymore. This is likely, and now what you realise is where you are is probably a barrow, a burial chamber effectively, or a number of burial chambers connected together underground. And it's probably royal. Having a temple here indicates that somebody important was buried. They would have performed the last rites for the body and then transported it through to some sort of burial tomb somewhere in the complex. And so that's kind of what you know. But this is a very old elven tradition, very, very old. It isn't practiced anymore. You actually have like proper mausoleums and tombs and things like that.
Okay.
And you can see there is a corridor leading off to the south, with more of these vines and stuff going through, but that seems to just be common throughout this place. Like there are vines and moss everywhere.
Hey, Elle, why are you like looking around so weirdly? This
I'm
place.
trying to figure out what it is. I think it's a burial chamber,
Oh, cool.
but it's so old. Like this, none of this happens anymore. But it is elven.
What, the whole corpse dying thing?
Well, that's completely different. I have no idea. what
Drell,
that
any
is.
ideas why there's corpses? Is it some sort of sacrifice?
Well, there's in the vine ones.
Yeah.
Oh, there's in the normal corpses.
Yeah.
All of them.
Why are the corpses here in the first place?
Well, I think the greater question to ask is, why weren't we amongst them? Why were we
That's
separated
true.
Were
from
we a
the rest of them?
sacrifice?
Yeah,
I didn't think of that.
yeah. Well, you do have low intelligence, so.
He's a bit common. If you want to examine the bodies more closely, you can make a medicine or an investigation check.
Yeah.
It might
I'll
give
make
you
a
more.
medicine check.
It might give you more
I
information
could do
about the way they
medicine.
were
I
killed
got
and stuff.
19.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind.
You know,
Well-
you can make them as well. Like you might learn different things.
What can I do? Actually, can I do a nature check?
14,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
15
of the
medicine
vines.
check.
50 medicine, 90 medicine.
Can I do an investigation?
Yeah, you can do an investigation. It'll be different
s-
information.
So that's 9.
9, okay. So, right, you two, I mean, you roughly know that they definitely have the blade that they were cut with is very ragged and tough, like it's tearing the flesh, it's not neat. There's no blood, like you can see that there doesn't seem to be any blood dripping anywhere. They were probably drained of it somehow.
Okay.
You know, you're like, okay, yeah, this was ritual in nature. Their blood was probably drained. They were probably like lifted, and then the blood was literally like the reason it's cut on like the wrists and the throat, and then along the chest is to kind of get the most out it possibly could. Very gruesome, very horrible. The way that they've been tossed in here as well shows that there is very little care for the bodies. This was not done by somebody in some sort of caring nature, like they were literally and then tossed. As soon as whatever was done is done. The vines that they've implanted, it definitely, you examine like the zombie sort of plant creatures, the vines were definitely like placed in, and then you look at the vines themselves, like the thorns seem to have blood on them as well. Like perhaps there was something involved in that. It's almost like they fed on the corpse a little bit as well. Like they've drunk the blood. Very weird. With your investigation check, you're not really sure. There doesn't seem to be. What you do find is that their clothing hasn't been taken. Most of them still have pouches. They've got you check most of the bodies, there's probably about 7 silver amongst everybody, but their money hasn't been taken. They still have little bits of ornamental jewelry. Yeah, that's pretty much what you can tell. They've not been robbed or anything. They've just been killed and then thrown in here. What do you get on your nature?
13.
13. The vines, these things are really unnatural. They have been corrupted somehow.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all you can work
Guys, they strung up these people, drained their blood, and put the vines in them to reanimate them. Maybe just to even place here, just to ward us off?
But yeah, it's like they wanted us to find them. Why would they put us in there?
We
I'm
could
not-
have been next. It could have been a holding pen that we were put into.
They also put our weapons really close by. It's
But that was quite convenient.
Yeah.
It's just a bush holding us back. Oh, my brain. Too much thinking.
But whoever did this doesn't care, though. It was a rough blade that sliced them,
Don't
and they're
make
left
me rich.
here.
So
with
do
no
we
care.
think that they were sacrificed, they were drained
They were
in this
drained.
room, or
There
were
is
they
No,
no
a
blood.
different
There
room.
is no blood.
There's
There's no
drained
blood in this
elsewhere.
room, so
Don't
it's
worry,
a
we got
different
some more
room.
fun to come. By the looks of things. Should we make our way through?
I
I'd
think
like
we should
to
go.
make my way towards the corridor.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep. Who has torches? I know you had one.
Those two.
And you've got one
and
as
he's
well.
got his
You probably
Duracell.
dropped yours when you had your staff.
Oh,
out
Oh
of your
yeah, I
hands.
did 2 hands. So
So
mine's on the floor somewhere.
It's extinguished and gone out, but you can relight it as well. He
There's
can
one on the
also
floor.
create magical light as well when he wants to.
Thaumaturgy.
Can I have a torch for my? I've got an explorer's pack.
Yes, you have multiple torches in there as well. The only thing is, obviously, if you have a torch, you can't use your one down in 2 hands,
Yeah.
which means it does D6 damage instead of D8. So, but you can still punch and stuff as well. You can. The nice thing with being a monk is that you can hold things in both hands and you can kick, so you can still do your kicks basically. That's genuinely in the rules as well. So
Cool.
OP. Monks are OP. So you get a torch out, you
light the
strike a
torch.
flint of steel, launches into flame. You've still got one. You've got this blue kind of glowy, ghostly light, effectively this weird elven torch. Your torch has gone out. Are you guys having light, or are you just going to have these two?
We're gonna get Duracell out.
Like the name of your dagger,
Yeah.
Duracell.
Duracell.
It's a dwarven name.
I'll pick up the torch and relight it.
Okay.
Relight my torch.
Again, yep, you relight. Okay, so you've all got light sources. So now you can see down here, Jiutóu. I'll get it right one day. You can see that it does seem to lead into another room. Your light spills out. This corridor is much wider. The stone becomes more worked here. Still rough, still very old, but definitely more sculpted. The stones have an actual, they're flagstones. The walls have been kind of very expertly made sure so it's stable. This feels a lot less earthy in these parts.
Okay.
Okay, point to make. This is a burial chamber, and it looks like it's someone important. So there is probably a grave for someone very important in
Around
this
here.
building somewhere.
Does he come back?
I don't
Is it gonna
know.
be a big bad
Is it some
zombie
sort of,
vine?
bloody
It's
sacrifice to
either
reanimate them?
someone
Yeah.
is using this old temple as their new stomping ground, and their base, or it is an old god who's come back.
Well, we've already got the clue with the vines. Those vines were reanimating those bodies. So
True, but it could be some crazy vine cultist for all we know. Just taking this place over and messing up some corpses.
Yeah.
What do you guys like to do?
I would like to piss myself.
Urine everywhere. Just wet patch. It's warm.
I would like to walk away from the
Yeah,
and
walk
down
away
the
from the
corridor if I
urine.
could do it
Okay.
cautiously.
Yeah, so you can make a stealth check. So there's look on your skills list.
13, 16.
16. Good to know. You start making your way stealthily down, Jiutóu. As you near, as the room begins to open up, you can see that it opens up into what must have been like a burial chamber, because along the walls you can see there are alcoves set in, and there are wrapped up bodies still laying in the
Nope.
alcoves.
Nope.
There are vines all down them, but they seem to be not reaching into the bodies. Like the bodies are still just kind of like laying there, all wrapped up. None of them seem disturbed. You do notice there is a lot of blood streaks and blood drippings on the floor. And as you move into the room, you can see loads of the creatures that you fought earlier, the kind of ones made of twigs and vines. A number of their bodies are kind of scattered around and sort of leaning up against one of the burial chamber walls, bleeding heavily, arm twisted at a very painful looking angle, eye blackened with blood pouring down it, but like what looks to be like an old wall sconce broken off like into a makeshift club is just this human, grey hair pulls like drift arm like pushed back, grizzly kind of like greying beard, tattered leather and black kind of clothing. And you recognise him as Thomas, the caravan master, and he's kind of he hasn't noticed you, but he's like breathing heavily. He's like he's just kind of like.
Did we hear that in the other corridor?
No, you guys are a bit too far away. This is like quite shallow breathing.
I'm gonna finish up my piss and get rid of the light on Duracell and use the light of Jing and just walk up behind.
Yeah, you're kind of got your torch behind you. It's still spreading light. He seems to be looking around like. You're gonna move down there. Okay. What are you guys doing?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm
Smell
gonna
of
Let's move down.
piss.
follow
Sorry.
behind
Yeah.
her
That's my
Okay.
bad.
and
Good.
extinguish my
No
torch.
flies.
Are you okay with being at the back?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Okay.
Is that Thomas?
It would appear so.
Who's there?
Tom!
He kind of
Buddy!
struggles to.
Are you a vine zombie?
I think that's hardly appropriate right now.
No, I'm
Gotta be
not.
sure.
You damn idiot.
Exactly.
Oh shit. Alright, I'll go up to him and start trying to stabilize.
You can
his
use medicine?
wounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you want to use magic?
Just want to just stabilize him.
Yeah, you kind of like you can see now he's got
Check for any wounds.
deep claw marks all along his flesh. His arm is very badly been broken. His leg is torn up, like all the hamstring muscle has been shredded.
Oh, yeah.
And like
claw
his
Pretty
eye,
fucked up, Tommy.
his eye is just wrecked. Like this eye is just gone.
Gone,
Like
yeah.
it's a deep scar down here. It's bad. He looks like he might have done something to it because it
Natural
was
20.
probably doing something. You just leap into
Just
action. Like,
repurposing his clothes, ripping them off.
yeah, you're like literally tearing off like loose clothing
worry,
that
Tom,
you can
I got you.
find. You're like bandaging his wounds. There's not much you can do about the arm, but you do splint it using parts of the creatures he's obviously killed, like literally wood, and then like splinting it.
Best I can do, Tom.
You have to reset his arm, and he's just like, as you like snap it into place.
Best thing we can do
You
for you.
like bind it up. You manage to get a bit of bandage around his eye as well, and he's just like, thank you. I
alright.
thought I was a gunner.
It's alright, guys, it's okay. Come on in.
Can I?
You're all
you-
alive.
What happened?
You said he's got claw marks on him. Would I be able to do a check to see if that was any kind of an animal that I would recognize?
Yeah, you can make a nature check.
Or
yeah.
a treat.
Or a yeah, to see
Yep.
what the claw marks are
Yep.
from. So 6, 17, 18.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
recognise these.
18.
They're the exact same ones that Jiutóu had from one of those
So the
plant
thorns.
creatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
From one of the
Plant
creatures.
creature. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Best we can tell is we were knocked out and we appeared in some room and we just found all the other guys in the caravan dead. What happened? You survived.
My fault.
Your
I was
fault.
careless. Thought been traveling these roads for so long, thought I knew them so well. We camped just outside of Tallfields, about a day away. And that was something came out in the mist. Some creatures or something. It was like the ground itself rose up.
Big tree creatures.
Yeah, like these.
And he points at the bodies around him, sort of thing. He's like,
I was in that room with you until recently. They came and got me and dragged me here through the temple with the bodies.
How
We
did you,
were next.
How did you survive?
I managed to grab onto a torch on the wall, pulled it free. I don't think they expected me to fight back. I managed to club one, and then the other two tore into me. I killed them, but well, you saw what they did.
It's alright, man. You'll be fine. I mean, look at my bandage work. I mean, guys, that's some pretty good work with the vines and.
You say I probably, at least I don't die, but I'm no good. I can't walk. My leg is too
Fine.
bad.
Can you can we
I
maybe put
can,
him somewhere better than this?
I could do cure wounds.
I mean,
So
he's
that
a
you
nice
can walk.
guy, but if any of us go down,
Don't don't waste it on me. I'm just an old fool.
Sorry, Tom. I mean, no offense.
You're right. It's
But look at Jing.
But listen.
Far more combat worthy.
listen. Something strange is happening. The one who led these creatures, he's a man I know. He's a druid, a ranger of sorts. He protects these hills.
Oh
I
shit.
recognized him. He was in the night. He attacked us. He was the one that knocked me unconscious.
What's his name?
Renwin.
Renwin.
He seemed
What?
he seemed in despair.
Do I know Renwin?
You don't know the name.
He seemed in despair. He looked at me like he knew what he was doing, but he
didn't want to do
still
it?
Did it. Yeah, it was strange. But
Possessed?
these creatures listened to him. I don't think so. I don't know.
He controls them?
I don't know. They listened to
Thomas!
what he said.
Thomas, tell us
Not
everything you know!
helping human.
Get off!
Oh, he like groans.
Sorry, man, I get very passionate about these things, you know. Is there anything you can tell us about Renwin?
Just that he's an old friend, really. Well, I spoke to him only on a few times, but he cared for this land. He cared to make sure travelers were safe. And I don't know what would compel him to do this.
That
Did-
care has
did-
become twisted.
Did you
Maybe.
see how he made these vines move? How does he
No.
control them?
No, he spoke to them. He would tell them what to do. He told them to bring me to her. In the larger room beyond. Listen, I saw him. He went to the tomb to the south. He might still be there.
That way? I point.
He's like, yeah. He looks up, and yeah, you can now see there is a corridor kind of leading off back the way you came, and then one further south. He like points. He's like,
He might still be there. He seems strange.
Have you been to the other place?
You should be careful. He's dangerous. He's powerful.
Yeah.
He's looked after these lands for some time. He's
But he could be the source of all of this, and if we kill him,
Maybe.
we kill the zombies.
maybe.
Or convinced.
There's also a girl. They were also taking her. She was ahead of me. I don't know what's happened
Was
to
she
her.
young?
No,
Innocent?
maybe 20s, perhaps.
Okay. That's still pretty messed up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like looks at you like, oh.
he seems like he's happy. He's very comfortable talking to you. He's more comfortable talking. You two, he's just like doesn't seem to know what to make of you yet. Like, he's like,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa, eyes back on me. They're fine.
I'm just skulking in the background, like
just like-
trying not to.
Actually, yeah, saying that
draw
you were
attention.
stealthed anyway, so he
Yeah.
probably doesn't even notice you.
it
But
wasn't
like
for
he
these guys.
does seem a bit suspicious of you in a sense. Like you're
Okay.
kind of used to it from humans. Like, fucking this guy. Like, but it's one of those things.
It's like,
Tom, do you think you can hold yourself up here?
I'll be fine. You've done probably what I needed.
We've cleared
He
out
like
the
grabs the sconce. And he like drags it to himself. He's just like,
They won't take me. They won't take me again.
I like you, Tom. You're a little bit racist, but I quite like you.
Well, it's just their kind is new. You know, it's tough to get used to hearing stories when we were kids about them stealing babies and.
What, you talk about?
Well, he just
Talk about
proved
Trelly
himself
Belly.
to us.
No, I know, but it's tough.
He's fine. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here saving your ass right now.
All right, Drow.
You should see his purple shit. I mean, that's pretty. It's really cool. I mean, it's not that damaging, but it's pretty sweet to look at.
You mean it's?
No,
Oh
no, man.
No. Okay.
No, it's.
Ah!
Yeah, you just sit there and don't talk anymore.
Yeah, he's just like, but be careful. If Renwin is dead, just be careful.
Tell you what, you look at that corridor.
he
We're gonna
like
go.
moves to his side on his like one good arm. He's like,
I'll keep an eye on it.
If anything comes through, you shout.
All right, I will.
All right, Tom.
All right,
Tommy. Can I call you Tommy?
Thomas.
Thomas.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
See you later.
yeah, cool. So what do you guys want to do?
Make our way, I guess, towards the direction that he said the
Yeah.
druid went.
Think we should take him on?
Well, if he's controlling all of the vines in this place,
Should we not explore a bit more? So like go into
we
the
can.
other chamber first?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm in agreement. I can. Yep.
We
So-
could just go with that. Yeah.
Tom, I said, look at that. Look at the other corridor. Like, tell us if anything comes from the Renwin. side of things.
All right, I will.
We're gonna go explore a little bit,
Okay.
and
I don't know. I don't know what's beyond there.
make a bird noise, just so they're not suspicious.
You know, he looks at you like it's almost like he's like,
I guess I'll just shout. Is he
Why?
serious? Should I make bird noises?
What we do?
Just shout.
Oh, okay.
Please
I will.
just shout.
I will. All right.
Thank you.
Tommy.
okay.
Thank you.
He like now has a bit of a. He's like, oh, is this guy for real? It's like he, you know when you look at somebody you think that they're drunk or stoned. That's the look he's giving you.
And I'm just soaking it in. I'm
He's
like,
got pissed out pants as well.
It's true. You have pissed yourself. That's very true. Okay. So what are you guys doing? So.
I'm gonna let
you,
others take the lead.
you can see the corridors.
Seems like Jean wants to go.
Which way?
I'd like to
You
explore
guys might be able to see better on
the corridor that doesn't have Renwin.
So to the left.
So what was it? Not the
So
center,
this
Like
that
central
one.
chamber.
The central.
The central.
Yeah, you're pretty sure, like based on what you saw in the map, you think that this is where the stairs down. This is the large room they would have led into.
It's the one we missed, so.
But remember, there was some weird stuff about the stairs going in.
There's weird stuff everywhere in here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide which is less weird of the stuff.
Some strange creatures, like,
Bodies.
liquidated on my legs. It's weird. Strange.
Yeah.
Secreted.
You pissed
Yeah.
yourself.
There's a tree.
Smells like human piss.
Tree sap.
Smells like human piss.
Smells really, really quite strong.
It's
Can
not.
you back up a little
yeah,
bit?
it's like.
You have not been drinking enough
Please?
water.
Okay, I'll back up. You guys
He
take the lead.
takes his water skin out, like, need to stay
I try and
hydrated.
splash and like dilute.
Yeah, okay, you try and do that. Doesn't really work.
Could you
Cool.
roll for that?
No, you can't even roll. It just doesn't work.
No chance.
What are you guys doing? So
I
you're gonna
would
try. Do
like-
you want to try and sneak up on the other one? Or are you just
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
move up to-
sneak through the other corridor.
So you're like,
So.
On the way,
put a-
can I see how fresh these bodies are that are wrapped up?
I'll put Renwin. This is Renwin.
Renwin.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're not fresh. These things are fucking old.
Mummies.
These, yeah,
Yeah.
not quite like probably like very heavily embalmed, like corpses. The bandages is like a very. It was probably once like a very lovely silk, but it's just deteriorated and sort of rotten and stuff like that, and just.
On the way, I'm going to cut the vines that are in front of it. Of a couple of them on the way.
Yeah, as you like the vines almost on their own seem to like ever so slightly shift, but they don't like you cut them, but they seem to almost like try and move away from you,
I'm like-
almost like they're alive. Like they try and get away as you cut them, but you just cut them. and
Just
they
making
fall
sure
down.
they don't
That's a
go
good
into them.
That's
and
a good idea. Can we do
reanimate
that
them.
around the room?
Or you
Yeah,
could be pissing
yeah, you just
someone
go
off.
around the room.
Yeah, just.
I don't think of it. I don't think of much.
Yeah.
I just kind of do.
I'm not engaging in this vine cutting activity just in case
Just
it's
pushing
annoying
on.
someone.
Some god.
Yeah.
Some
Okay.
god of
Some
elves.
dark god.
Do you want to give me a stealth roll?
Yes. Stoffer. 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Okay. Give me another paper. Paper. So you are currently stealthing at 12.
Bad shit's happening.
I'm just writing stuff
I
down.
don't like it.
Right. So you stealth in the corridor again. You can see again. It's more sort of like really nice work
Oh, that looks
stone.
fun.
That looks nice.
So
Tenderly.
what you can see is this room is massive. It opens up and you can see that there are steps from what the corridor that leads to, very short steps that lead down to kind of like a lowered floor. There are arches that stretch across the ceiling and give it like a domed appearance. Like the ceiling is ever so slightly domed with these worn sort of old archways. There are stone pillars that hold some of those up. Massive, round, 5 foot in diameter, kind of like stone columns that rise up. Each of them very intricately carved with sort of elven symbols and runes and that sort of thing. In the centre, down is another stone altar. It looks more like a pedestal in a way, but also it has like a very large stone base. Behind that are 2 more columns and a large stone door, kind of oval and kind of shaped, with elven runes all around the outside. In front of the altar, there's a number of things really.
Oh, goody.
Let's use this,
You're stealthing in, it's fine.
and then no, in fact,
Totally
actually,
fine.
what you see as you kind of move in is you see a woman made of bark and vines, but very elegant and slim and beautiful. Her hair is like made of vines and leaves, but they are kind of deep green in colour. tiny buds of like ever so slightly red flowers just bloom on her across her body, almost kind of in the shape of clothing in some points, kind of like a half covering her kind of weird wooden breasts, kind of dangling around sort of like her lower regions, just kind of creating like this false kind of clothing. Her eyes glow the kind of effervescent green, and she kind of has these soft feminine features. Next to her is a creature. It looks similar to the ones you fought before, but instead of being bark and twigs, it's more vines. It seems very slow, kind of lumbering. It's larger as well, probably about, a 6 foot, 7 foot human. Its arms are all made of these coiling vines, and it holds up a girl, maybe in her 20s, and you can just see the last few drips of blood dropping from her neck and her wrists, as this creature holds her up, and you can see this woman, the wooden woman has like a dagger made of wood, very rough cut, and it's just dripping, and it just kind of drips into like a small kind of wooden bowl, and she's just like, very good, put them down, and the body just kind of lowers. And then she looks over to where you're currently in the shadows, and she's just like, who's there? Renwin? Renwin, is that you? Just like calls out. You get this distinction that she hasn't seen you, but she knows somebody's there.
So, I have a thing called Thaumaturgy Cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use that to perhaps pretend that I'm Renwin?
So thaumaturgy is, you can use it to do sort of like minor magical tricks in that you can like make your eyes glow, you can make your voice sound larger. It would take stronger magic to disguise yourself as another person. That's the kind of thing that Cam can do, but it takes more of his magic. It takes like considerable magic for him to do, for example.
Could I not use
And also
my-
you haven't seen Renwin,
Yeah.
you don't know what he looks like.
Could I, like, druidcraft the noise of a small mouse or something that maybe would
Or,
make it?
I
Jelly
can do
tongue.
that 'cause I've
He can do that. You druidcraft, you can.
I can make
it
a
would
small
be very,
noise.
It'd be very small, like a mouse. Yeah, you can do it.
Small
yeah.
animal noise.
Yeah, you can do
Or
it.
like a rat or something to make her
Have we
sing.
seen it yet, though? 'Cause we're
But-
like,
You are back. You have heard a voice, maybe a very faint voice, kind of like, "Wait, is that you?" And it just sort of echoes through the corridor.
But Matt can make an actual sound, so I don't know if we
I
want.
mean, no, Alora can also do a noise, but it would just be an animal noise. It would just be, like a small rodent.
What
like,
noise do you think you could make?
I don't know if we necessarily need to
It
make
depends.
any
Well,
noises.
it depends. If we're gonna go
Just
in there
want me to get in
anyway.
trouble.
You can see that she's like, she turns to the creature made of vines, and she kind of like looks at it like, and then she looks back to the guests, and she's just like, who's there?
I'm making the
She's-
noise of
she's
a rat.
in- she's okay.
She kind of is just like, I know that is no rodent there.
It was worth a shot.
Rodents don't say fuck.
I know that this may look strange, but I promise you it is not what it seems.
I say we go talk to her.
I say
She's
I go
softly
talk
spoken.
to her.
She must be nice.
Yeah.
I agree. Let's go.
I'm pretty headstrong, so I'm gonna go talk to her. But with you guys, stay hidden and like
So you shout back at us like,
maybe
"Still."
save
Are you kind of like,
my ass.
Okay.
so are you gonna
Can
move
we
up?
move
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
the door, but
Horrible.
still so we're in shadow or something?
So
Yeah, I mean you're still like, if you can make stealth checks.
yeah, if you guys stay hidden, so I whisper back to I signal back to you guys, stay
That's a
behind
six.
me. So I while I'm still
21.
looking out in the corridor, I'm kind of like my hand behind my back, kind of going, come to me, but like
Yeah.
stay.
Okay.
I couldn't see that, but I just follow the crowd.
What'd you get? What'd you get on stealth?
Yeah, I'm a six.
21.
Mouth cam.
21 for Trell. Look at this guy blending in with the darkness.
I'm a
like,
six then. La 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 la.
okay,
16.
16. You're a druid. And I'll say you don't even need to make a check. This is a dryad. Like, as you now reach the corner and you see her, you're like, that's a dryad. They are generally seen as creatures, spirits of nature, like almost an embodiment of nature. They they dwell within trees. They are generally said to be protectors of the land and the forests. They are fey creatures. Yeah, they're generally sort of like allies of the woodland. She's like, oh, you were with the caravan. She kind of like looks at you very strangely, kind of like twisting her head and peering at you. She puts the knife down. She's like, I know that this must seem so strange, but allow me to explain.
Go ahead.
This place, it has been corrupted. It has been blighted. There is an ancient spirit here, an elf queen. She is sick, unwell. I was brought here with Renwin to help him cleanse it, but unfortunately the only way is through quite horrible means. And she kind of gives you this kind of straight, like, sad look, but it's kind of hard because her facial features are kind of all wooden. But she kind of looks strange. She's like, these creatures are born of the corruption. I can control them for some time, but not for long, I'm afraid.
Why is it blood that cleanses them?
It is the fresh blood of innocent lives that needs to be placed upon the spirit's tomb, because that is what she hungers. When she is fed, she will hopefully leave into the afterlife. I'm afraid that it is not something I'm very familiar with. The undead are strange, alien to me. I am a creature of life.
What's the name of the queen?
She says, I have to look this up. Her name was once a Yandris.
Would Alora recognize that name? No, not at all.
You can make a history check. In fact, well, anybody can make a history check if you really want to.
Somebody else make one, because that was terrible.
Oh, I got a 2.
So, 14.
You make one.
13. Maybe you would have heard a long time ago, more in your sort of like study of like elven language and stuff like that, that there were elven tribes that used to live out on the plains. They didn't dwell in the Feywild. Often they were at war with creatures like giants and like goblins and things like that. Long time ago. The name sort of rings a bell, to the point where you're like, she could have been associated with like old tribes, but you just don't know.
No. Can I kind of read her body language and her facial expressions?
You need to kind of poke out a bit more. She'd probably be able to see you.
I'll do that.
But yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
I'll do
She's
that.
like, oh, another one.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can't wait to have my blood spilled out.
Gonna make insight check.
Yep. That's a 2.
You no, she seems. Yeah, you're like.
She's legit.
Yeah, you feel like that. She's just like, she kind of like. You know, the creature gently puts the body down. And
I mean, this is messed up, but
yes, it is.
I've seen
so
worse.
Unfortunate.
What's your name?
I am Gulthia.
Can I call you G Unit?
A strange name. You humans are so strange sometimes.
Ignore the human. He's very tiresome.
I know, right? Some strange tree liquid is seeped onto my trousers. I wonder if there's a way to dry it.
Oh,
Backhand
she
him.
waves her hand, and this kind of like bloom of flowers just kind of like spread across your crotch where you paused yourself, and it kind of dries up all the urine and makes it no longer smell. It smells quite flowery, and it all just fades away.
Deodorizer.
I still know.
Thank you.
Gulthia,
G Unit. Thank you.
Gulthir.
you are very strange.
Thank you.
Have you seen Renwin, my druid?
I try and do like prayer kind of gestures to like as out of respect, but I don't really know what I'm doing.
She like mirrors, like she's like doing this with you. Like,
Yes.
yes. Is
What
this
is- what is
a
she?
custom?
What is she?
She's a dryad. She's a dryad.
She dries things. Dryad. Yes.
God.
She's a protector of
I
nature.
didn't even think of that. That's amazing.
And
She's a protector of nature.
but then she's okay, right?
Well,
You can see like this
After
kind of
seeing
like
this-
weird, viney, leafy hair flowing around.
G Unit.
See if I can get a picture actually.
Have you killed enough?
I'm afraid I don't know. Her spirit still, I can hear it tormenting.
Is there anything we can do?
Oh, that is. So they kind of look like this. I'll show it to the camera in a moment. But hers is more like a dark brown colour, and she has these kind of
Leafy.
crimson flowers. Yeah. She's like, oh, perhaps, but it is very dangerous.
What's the? Come on.
Try us.
Look at this. Powerful.
The spirit dwells in a tomb to the east. If you could defeat the spirit, it would uncorrupt the land.
That way.
Yes, and she gestures towards the other. There is another corridor which you can kind of see. She's just like, yes, you must pass through a burial chamber, and then it is south of that.
Why didn't you do this first before killing all these innocent people?
Oh, I cannot. The spirit is too powerful for myself or Renwin. And
I
I would not
insight
risk.
check?
I would not risk his life. Yeah, you can.
8.
Yeah, I mean, she's a spirit of nature. Like this, you're like, yeah, she seems really legit.
I don't trust her.
What do you guys reckon?
I have a question for you.
Oh, you are quite strange.
Just don't reveal yourselves, guys.
Sorry.
You are an elf, but your skin is so different, and your hair.
Alright, no need to bring up racial discrimination here. What's
She like, turns her head.
what's behind the door behind you?
Oh, that is the Elven Queen's tomb. I believe she has attached herself to the burial chamber of her daughter for some reason.
Okay.
What's the name of her daughter? Do you know?
I have to look it up in my Dungeon Master's book.
Bob. Don't know what we should do. What do you reckon?
Find Renwin.
Dehal.
Do you know the way out of here? Please.
Oh, I believe that there is a chamber beyond the daughter's tomb. That is how we brought the caravan and yourselves here.
Well,
So we need to
This
go
has
that
been
way
fun.
regardless.
I think we should go and find Renwin,
we could just leave.
and
There's
Yeah,
been
but
enough
we have to
bloodshed.
go that way to get out.
yeah, she's not
So
gonna
we're
let
gonna
us
bump
out.
into him anyway.
You're right.
So I think we should find Renwin and maybe get some more intel, because I reckon rather than killing the queen, maybe we could put her spirit to rest
I'm doing
by.
that.
Do we think she's a bit pissed off because her daughter's dead?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Like, so I think we should find Renwin and
She's trying
maybe
to find a
find
new
out
daughter.
more.
Or she's trying to
She
bring her
like
daughter
just
back.
constantly twists her head and is like watching you in this kind of very strange childlike manner.
How did you end up here, G-Unit?
When the land started to become corrupted, I was brought here to try and heal it
By whom?
by nature. Renwin was kind enough, he is a guardian of these lands. He came and he is not happy with what must be done, but he understands that if it is not controlled, this corruption will spread, it will grow further, more of these creatures will arise, and I will not be able to control them.
Alright, well, lay off the killing, alright? I think we could probably find another way.
If you can do this without further bloodshed, you will have my deepest gratitude.
Is there any way you can assist us if we try and rest the queen's soul?
Perhaps there is one thing. Renwin did discover this, and she kind of reaches behind the stone altar that she's in, and she brings out what was probably once like a delicate elven circlet, like a forehead circlet. Cool. And she's like, I believe it belonged to the daughter. Perhaps if you presented this to her, she would be at peace somehow.
Do you mind if I take it?
No, please. And she just gently holds it to you.
And I take it very
Yeah, you take it.
respectfully.
Yeah,
Put it on.
No.
Okay.
I suggest we find Renwin, see if we can learn more about the queen, and then go and
Okay.
confront the queen.
That seems like a plan.
Would you
Let's
like me
find
to
the
come with
tree.
you to find him?
Yes, that's a good
No,
idea.
what is it though?
Godard, really?
Didn't you?
Well, because she might be able to help out with any more like
Okay.
Yeah.
zombies.
Do you trust her?
If she turns
pretty
You
against
do.
us-
Well, you trust her. You don't see any reason why she would. Like you tried to read a body language.
Let's do
It
it.
seems legit.
What would it be for like a kind of?
It's called insight, so it's kind of reading body
Oh, I got
language.
+3.
Oh.
I'm gonna roll an insight.
Yeah, you can do it as well because you guys won't know.
Oh, 5.
5.
Yeah, we all trust
Yeah,
this.
you will.
I trust her.
It's not so much that you instantly trust her, but like
read
she's
it.
showing no sign of lying to you, of trying to coerce you in any way.
She's just given us
based
the
on what you
circlet.
know, she seems to be, they're not duplicitous.
Duplicitous.
Duplicitous, thank you, in
Okay.
any way.
So
Oh, can I
Go.
investigate the circlet and take a look at the circlet?
Yeah, it's a thin band of silver kind of woven in a braid. It has a very small emerald just in the tip. It looks quite valuable. It's probably worth maybe 120, 130 gold pieces. That's a lot
Yeah,
of
guys, I'm
money.
going to the shops.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't seem to be. There's nothing unusual about it apart from that it is very expensive, and it seems to have. It must have some sort of minor magic, so it has not been tarnished or anything. Anyway, it seems pristine.
All right, G-Unit, follow us.
Oh, certainly.
Who's your dude, by the way?
He is one of the creatures created by the corruption.
Can you leave him here?
Yes, they will obey my commands for some time yet. She just like reaches out a hand, and it seems to almost go into a slumber, like it kind of just does this.
If it ever, starts to lose control, you let us know, right?
Oh, yes, I will.
Good. Let's go.
And she kind of like she walks, and she's got like a slender, like kind of curved body, and she kind of walks behind you very curiously, like a kind of child following somebody. She kind of is like looking around. She watches you as you walk, like quite closely. She kind of watches you. And you guys head back.
Yeah, to try and find Renwin.
Okay, you guys. So you start heading back, and Gulthea follows you as you move back into the burial chamber. Thomas kind of looks. He's like, who's this? Is it one of those creatures? And he kind of looks. And she's like, oh, how terrible. It is a shame that what we've had to do here.
You don't need to kill him, right?
No, if you can deal with the spirit, no more bloodshed will need to happen.
It's okay, Tom. She's with us. I mean, she killed everybody, but she's...
What?
He doesn't need to know that.
Ignore him.
What?
He's talking nonsense.
Yeah, I'm
This
crazy.
guy pissed himself. Like, come on.
It was
I'm not exactly in any condition to argue anyway.
He's growing flowers out of his crotch. Don't trust him.
cool,
guys-
right?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
If you guys trust this thing, then sure.
Apparently, we're gonna help cleanse this place. We gotta go speak to Renwin, though.
All right. Well, maybe you can get some sense out of him. All right.
Trell will.
He points that way.
Okay.
And you guys make your way, start making your way down here.
Let's go, G-Unit.
Can we maybe bring Thomas with us? Or
He looks like he'd
it'd be painful.
struggle.
Die.
Like he could limp. He could come
Be a
with you,
hindrance,
and he
I
could
reckon.
limp if you could kind of give him like a crutch. But he would be slow, and he would
Another guy to
constantly be
look
in
after.
pain.
Just leave him.
Yeah. I was just wondering if we could help, being friends with, whether we get the druid.
It's bad enough we've got our motley crew, let alone
We've got the
dragging him along.
druid, so.
Doesn't look like he's helped him so far.
So, can I have like a bit of an order as you guys come in here? So, is it going to be like Jiutóu at the front,
I kind of subtly move my way to the back of the crew
like
without
next
everyone
to
knowing.
next
It's
to
like,
Gulthea?
Yeah, you guys go.
So it's like that. So
Yeah,
you
that
two
sounds good.
behind.
Yep.
You guys enter into like a large circular room. 4 stone columns lift up a domed ceiling again this kind of broken stone. In the center is a large stone sarcophagus engraved with a beautiful kind of this seems to be an elven man kind of wearing robes, like a stone relief on top. You can see that the walls have very sort of like very delicate kind of writing. It's very well laid out. It seems like quite a beautiful kind of burial chamber. But you can see in the corner there is a bedroll, a leather pack, what looks to be some sort of campfire, and there is a man dressed in sort of brown and green robes. He seems to have like leather armor on underneath. You can see various kind of like strange things like animal pelts, little component pouches. He has like a hunting knife, he has a short bow, like kind of laid on the ground, and he's kind of just sat there kind of almost in meditation. He looks up and he's just like, when he first sees you, he's like, no, what are you doing? You can't be here. And then he sees Gulthea and she's like, Renwin, it is fine. They're here to help with our problem. And he's like, oh, you are here to help us cleanse this place. Oh, well, yes, very well. How can I help you?
I've got this problem with the liquid.
Ignore the humor.
Okay.
It's all dried now, like it's fine.
It might happen again. Someone else take the lead.
We wish to put the spirit of Eondris to rest without bloodshed. So we need more information. Your dryad has given us the circlet of her daughter. Can you tell us any more of perhaps why she stays in her daughter's chamber?
Yes, he kind of looks up for a moment, and Gulthea's like, it's all right, Renwin, we can trust them. we don't need to hurt anyone anymore. And he's like, yes, that's for the best. Yes, Ayandris, my master told me of her. She is, she was an elven queen, quite powerful sorceress. Her and her family defended these lands from giants many years ago. Her daughter was slain by the giant's chieftain. He had a weapon, a mace constructed by his shamans, a terrible weapon. It killed hundreds of their people. The daughter reclaimed it as a prize in battle for slaying him. But it was said that this weapon had some sort of, perhaps a curse or something placed upon it. I believe that Ayandris may be captured by this spirit, that her daughter may be somehow being affected, her daughter's spirit is being affected by this weapon, and Ayandris has been driven to madness and such, hundreds, thousands of years of torment, knowing her daughter was in pain. That is at least what I believe.
Do we know where this weapon is?
Yes, in her burial tomb.
Right, that's probably where the rest of this tormented spirit is as well.
I believe so. We have avoided it. The spirit will be quite powerful. I do not feel I am myself a match for it.
Maybe we are.
Yes.
I start flexing,
Perhaps you are.
posing.
So perhaps if we locate the weapon, remove the curse, the daughter is freed, and the mother will be at rest.
Do you think thousands of years of torment is going to snap her out of it?
It is possible. We have not been able to attempt it. So perhaps if you could...
So you killed a load of innocents instead. Cool.
He kind of like looks down and you can see he looks tired and haggard. And he was like, please understand, if there had been any other way, with Gothia, we spoke of this at length and this was the
This is
only
a
option.
slaughter. I mean, these people, they could have riled up together and fought this spirit. Rushed in there, at least give them a fighting chance.
Perhaps. But if they had failed, the lands around Tallfield, some of the, perhaps even across the Dawn Republic itself, this corruption would have spread.
But you failed anyway, and all these people are dead. You motherfucker.
Okay.
Wow.
We need people's help here. Can we try not to insult them?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I walk back.
He just doesn't say anything. He just hangs his head in shame.
Renwin. Thomas is alive.
He is.
Yeah, barely.
That is relief. That's a relief. He just looks really sullen.
All right.
Can you follow
So,
us? Can we go to the
That's what I was going to say. What could you do to aid us if we took you along with us to try and sort out this spirit? Is there anything that you can do that isn't maiming and murdering innocent people?
Can you try and heal Thomas?
I might be able to. Yes, I will.
It would be greatly appreciated if you could.
That is something I can do. I can perhaps cast a spell of protection on one of you, but that is afraid the limit of my power.
What would we, on a kind of like GM note, what would we need to do to like lift the curse on the mace, or like
don't
is it
know.
just like a
Destroy the mace, perhaps?
Have we got limited
breaking
info?
it
Yeah,
or
destroy it.
I guess breaking it.
Generally, from what you know about curses and stuff, like stories, breaking it somehow, avenging the death, like ghosts tend to be things like if you avenge the reason that they've stayed behind, or
Just
you
keeping them in this
complete their
plane,
job.
yeah.
That will generally lift it.
Supernatural style.
Curses, things like magic can remove it as well. There are spells that allow you to bless or to remove
Laura
evil
takes
from
out
stuff,
salt and just
so that will work.
putting it in a
So-
circle. Stands
If I could rest for 8 hours, I could get bless. I don't think we've got the time, however.
Shall we
I'm afraid
go
that's-
to Thomas? Can you try and help Thomas for us first?
I will help Thomas while, if you want to go and try and deal with the spectre, I will heal him.
We will.
I will
We would
take
like
care
to
of
take him with us, please.
Would we?
You can. He may be at
Thomas.
risk.
He's a bit dead wood at the moment.
Yeah.
I'd
But
rather
there's a
take
heal.
take
this-
Renwin, who can have
Yeah.
protective spells on
Yeah,
us.
what would this protective spell
I
do?
can make your skin as tough as bark. It will afford you some protection against attacks.
Okay.
I prefer the sound of that than a limping caravan guard.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we get out of this
We can
unscathed,
come
then
back
maybe
for
we can go. Yeah.
him, or like the
Yes.
Dryad
I
and
will keep him
Renwin can
safe.
look after him.
I will keep
Yeah.
him safe.
He is a caravan master. Probably hasn't got much skill at combat.
He fended off all of those things.
That's true. But
Yeah, but
Renwin-
he's got a busted leg and no eye.
Renwin's gonna heal him though. We'll take Renwin. I'm in agreement with Renwin.
Well, I will need to stay behind and tend to Thomas's wounds. I can cast a spell on you, and it will. You can take.
Oh,
it
we
with
can
you.
go off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but I will need to remain behind.
Who wants the barky skin? I don't really want to be like one of them, to be honest. So.
So probably he's like, well, I can see some of you already wear some leather and armor. I believe it might be best on your tiefling friend. She doesn't appear to have any protection as such.
She's our tank.
Yeah, and she's a bit ass with her.
So
That
that might
thing.
be best.
Yeah, give it to her.
Very well. I will cast it on you just before you leave, just to ensure that it does not wear off before.
Can I have a little look around the sarcophagus and see what's...
Seems sealed, it's stone. Just written on Elven is the name. It seems to be, it is the husband of Queen Ayandris. He was entombed here. I don't have a name for him, but if you really want to, I can make one up.
It's fine.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, he it seems to be
can't
that
read
the
it.
husband was
Why can't
entombed
I?
there.
Cool. We guys... Is there anything else we need to do, or should we just go straight for it?
Let's just go for it, I think.
Okay.
I think we should go and smash this maze up.
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys all basically move out here.
Yeah.
Golthia and Renwin move over to Thomas. Renwin kind of waves his hand, and you can see the glowing green energy. He touches your skin just before you leave, and your skin kind of toughens, and you can feel it crust almost like bark. And it just means that it's harder. I think I will work it out in a second, but you get like a bonus to arm AC. You guys, all the way over here.
Whoa!
What you see is before you leave though, Ren was just like, one thing that's, it might be that there are traps in that room. We've not explored it. I've disabled some of the wards that I found around, but just be careful. There may be traps there.
We may have pulled a couple of levers in an earlier room.
I believe that I believe that affects the stairway, and he points to the large stairway leading down into the main room. He's just like, I believe there was an ancient grave robber trap to prevent sneaking in.
Yeah, we knew that. Just...
No, yes, it's fine. And as you move up to here, you can now see into this room. It looks very similar to the one you found Thomas in, alcoves with bodies all in the walls. But the difference with this one is the mist dissipates here. There's no mist on the floor. What you can see is it's the stone corridor, and on the floor there seems to be a large mural, effectively, like depicting various elves in battle, some of them rising up to the afterlife, fighting against hill giants. It seems like large creatures with like big swords, and the elves are all fighting them. And it seems to spread across the entire floor, effectively.
It's pretty badass.
Could I investigate that to see if it's booby trapped or not?
Make an investigation check.
I was going to recklessly walk in.
Oh shit.
That was a good idea.
7.
You look at it and you can't see. None of it seems to be like pressure plates or anything like that. You're looking for like, grooves in stone to indicate like a square pressure plate and stuff like that. You can't see any. You do notice that there seems to be some script in Elvish written, but it's kind of worn and it's quite hard to see. You need to move closer to read it, basically.
Can I check
I was
for
gonna say, you're
traps
the
before we go in?
Yep.
Okay.
So investigation or perception.
Perception. 13.
13. You don't see anything that might lead to a trap or anything like that. But you can see this elven text. It's an old dialect, but you can roughly translate it.
Okay.
And it says, "Let Corellon guide the worthy, not with crossed blades, but with great deeds."
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm going to just skirt the wall carefully.
Mhm.
Try not to stand too much on the mural itself.
There is no way not to step on the mural. The thing covers the entire floor
I'll be
once
on
you basically
tippy
step in.
toes, walking across.
Yeah, you can try.
And,
Like you're just going to walk across the
I'm gonna
mural.
keep my eyes on the floor as well, see if there's anything naughty.
Okay, so give me a perception check.
Okay, that's a solid 5.
Okay, so Cam starts tiptoeing into the room. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
cool. That's a 12.
12. You start tiptoeing, trying to like look out,
Guys,
trying
be
to watch
careful.
stuff, and you just kind of slip, and you put your foot on where one of the elven swords crosses with one of the hill giant swords, and it sinks into the ground. Darts fly
Come on,
up.
motherfucker!
Darts fly up from the floor.
Shit.
14 AC.
Yep.
Right. You take
Shit.
2 points of damage, and you need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit, it's poisonous. There's a 9.
You take another 2 poison damage, and this wave of nausea overfalls you. The room starts spinning, vivid colours.
God.
You're like tripping out.
Whoa. Fuck.
Is everything okay?
I need to lie down.
So, what the rest of you guys doing just before I come to Trott? Don't do anything yet. You guys just like, you've seen him literally step on one of these, where the two swords cross.
Don't step where the cross swords are.
Are there any more? Can we see
Yeah, there's
cross
loads of
swords
different
everywhere?
ones all over the mural.
Okay,
Like,
can we avoid?
you can avoid, yeah, once you know to avoid them, it's easy to avoid.
We'd like
And
to
thinking back to the
avoid.
script that you found, you're like, oh yeah, let Coraline guide the worthy and cross. Yeah, okay, you kind of get the point. You, are any of you trying to help Cam?
Leave him.
I'll be fine.
What are you? Are you really
He
hurt?
looks like you, like it, the room is spinning. It's hard to stay on your
People
feet.
stop moving the room.
We should probably stop him from blundering into more traps. Does anyone have any healing potions?
I have. Oh, he's got a heal.
You've
We've
got healing potions.
Who has them?
I do.
Trellimar has them.
Yeah.
Give me. I would like you to make me a. Let's call it a dexterity saving throw to see if you blunder onto any more.
19.
No, you kind of like, you go to lurch and you're like, whoa.
I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall soon.
You kind of stutter, so like, you guys, I mean, you guys can all make your way through the room quite easily, so I'll say you guys can all make it to the, here.
Okay.
He is currently like here,
Humbling around.
and he looks like he's trying to stay up on his feet.
Okay.
really.
Can I try and help?
Yeah,
him
you can
through?
avoid the things, yeah. You can literally just help him and
Yeah, help
guide
him
him
through.
around, yeah. You eventually just like weave him around.
Come on, Drinky. Let's go.
Yeah,
What?
and you just like, it doesn't matter, like, her form starts distorting.
Stop melting
Looks
your
like-
face. It's fucked up.
Her hair starts moving on its own.
Put your hair down. Stop it.
Her skin is
talking
changing colour from purple to red to like orange to yellow. It's just, the world is just tripping out.
Someone give me a potion.
You have your own potion.
Trellimar's just
Oh, wait,
like,
no.
no.
The drow has the potion.
I've
You
got
have
10
potions.
fingers.
I do have potions, but
Trell.
He's
Trell,
not
where are
doing
you?
so good. If we're gonna get through this, we might need to give him one. Come on.
I'm gonna sit on the floor.
We could just leave him in the
Sway.
corner to sleep it off.
We need him. He's got
Do
lots
we?
of daggers.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just
how-
gonna sass mouth the queen.
yeah, how
I
how long
promise I won't.
would you recover eventually?
I don't know.
You
'cause
don't
it's
know.
poison,
Don't
but
know.
it's
Yeah,
like
you can
points
make a
over.
medicine check. You can make a medicine check to examine him.
Why not?
Yeah. No. Do you want me to make a medicine?
You're like
I've
checking
got
like
plus
his
4.
pupils
Oh, you do it
and stuff like that.
I'm just standing by, just
18 for a medicine
tiresomely
check.
watching
Okay,
this.
what'd you get?
I didn't
Oh,
bother.
you roll. Like you're like right. Come here. You check his pupils. This probably is like the point of the poison is probably to make them stumble around and get hit by more darts.
Right,
You
gotcha.
reckon maybe like 5 minutes and he'll be okay. Or
Okay.
flush it. You're like giving
Okay.
him water. You're like drink this, and like you're making him drink like loads of water. He throws a bit of it up, and he seems to get a bit more clear-headed.
Can I like just sort of sit him down
Yeah.
on the floor in a corner where he can't fucking touch anything else?
So like.
Did you know you had 6 arms?
I'm just like leaning against a wall further down the corridor.
Yeah,
just
after about
staring,
5
like-
minutes, Cam, you feel much better. Like the world stops spinning, no more crazy changing colours. You still feel injured, but you don't. You're like,
Are you okay?
Thanks for the help. Well, I'm okay. I'm very, very injured from the darts shooting up. So whoever had that potion, I think it was old Trelly Belly. Stop holding back, man. Come on, look at me.
So what's your health at the moment?
I've got a dagger in my leg. It's my own dagger.
2.
2.
Give him. Give him it.
Come on, just
There's only one. He's got 2. He's got 2.
I love it when PCs just don't want to help each other. It's great.
He is a bit of a
Come
dick.
on.
Yeah, I mean,
And a loudmouth.
He is, but he's got a lot of daggers.
He calls you Trelly Belly.
I'll change my
can
ways.
you make it worth my while in some way, perhaps?
We're not having a dagger. It's a straight up no. Oh, what do you want? Do you want a flower from my crotch?
You can keep.
Can I druid craft a little flower and go on, please?
That.
you can.
Your floral ways have no effect.
I hate flowers. I'm back
From underground.
I'm from underground. I hate flowers.
Best thing, I've got a purple hanky. All right. I mean, I was saving this.
Oh, you do have
I've
your
got a
purple
very
hanky.
nice silk purple hanky with an embroidered wizard signet. It probably fetches for. It'll look great,
For the duration of this spell,
you know, with your complexion.
which is an hour. Your AC is 60.
Come on, look how good it is. So soft. Touch it.
Well, it's quite nice, I suppose. I don't know what I really need
I really
a hanky
want that.
for.
It's quite nice. It's very. It looks quite
It's-
rich. You know.
Yeah.
It looks like.
go.
it might be
All right then. I'll take your.
Snatch it.
I'll take your hanky, and you can have your.
You regain 4 hit points because I rolled 2 ones.
Thank you.
And yeah, once the potion hits your system, it definitely flushes out the rest of the.
You've not used this, have you?
What?
Well, you know.
The
hanky.
No, it's clean. I mean, a couple of times, but
It's been
Too late.
washed.
Push is gone.
yeah, washed.
Okay.
once.
So
Washed.
you can now see the one of the first things you notice as you kind of move into this corridor now. No vines, no plants or moss growing through it. The mist is gone. It's now just cold stone, but there is a very cold, unnatural air about this place. Your hair on your arms tingles and goosebumps. There's like faint whispering, but you can't quite hear it, and you know it's just very unsettled. And you can see just ahead of you with the light of your torches and things like that, there's this large oval room, 4 columns, sarcophagi in the middle, but it does seem empty currently.
I don't trust it. I'm
We
gonna
need
put
the
light on my dear self.
mace.
The sarcophagus lid seems slightly opened, like as if it's been slid.
It's gotta be in there.
Can I sneak in?
Yeah, you can make a stealth
Just
check.
go for it.
Check.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I'll follow on.
Trellimar.
19.
You're all sneaking in.
10.
10.
Fucking count.
Lowest was 10. You guys sneak in and you start creeping in, sticking to the shadows. You know, you have light sources, so it is very difficult to hide because you kind of got these torches and you're trying to like you're trying to position them round pillars and stuff like that to block the sight. And you move in, and yeah, it just seems empty. Like you
Sounds
can't.
really cold.
It is very, very cold. Is the only thing you really notice. But no plants, no mist, just eerie silence.
This feels like a trap.
You can almost feel like you can hear each other breathing.
Can I check for traps on the floor?
Yep. Perception or investigation?
19.
19. You don't see any traps or anything like that. You do see, you're kind of peering around, and just inside the sarcophagi, you can see what looks like wrapped up remains. On top of those remains is a very large, like not made for an elf, like way bigger, still can be used by somebody of your size, mace made of black stone, very rough looking, very mean looking mace, just laying on top.
Guys, the mace is in there, but there's also some strange dead elf in there as well.
Yeah.
Knowing this place could reanimate at any moment. So we gotta get in there somehow.
So yeah, you guys are
Yeah, we're in.
around here.
I've got some rope. Okay. How about you guys help me tie this around and we can pull the lid off at a distance.
You would need to try and hook it on it somehow.
So Trell, you can go right up and hook it round, and I'll stand at the back monitoring. Just a thought. Just throwing it out there.
Can I just push Cam Buckland onto the sarcophagus?
Please do.
Give me a strength check. You can make a strength check as well.
9,
Yeah.
10.
Oh,
Is that
2?
10?
2.
It doesn't matter. You literally just shove from behind.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Stumble right in. You put your hands on the sarcophagus to steady yourself. From the wall.
Thanks, Jing!
From the wall, a green, glowing, transparent figure of a woman. Tattered dress, elven ears, but like a gaunt, hollowed face. Hair flowing madly around her. You!
What are you doing here?
Getting pushed around, clearly.
We're here to help.
I'd like
We're
to
here to
walk
help
into
you.
the room with the circlet held out.
You see, so you move in. You're there. She kind of like looks around. You're saying like you want to help,
Yeah.
and then she snaps, and just rage erupts
I don't think that's
off
working.
her face. Her jaw elongates.
Put it away, put it away, put it
Howl
away.
echoes around the room,
Put it on.
and that's where we're gonna finish for today.
What a cliffhanger.
So yeah, so we're gonna finish
Shit.
that up for today.
Alright.
You guys, we'll do experience and stuff off camera because like I'll just need to work out some stuff. It's a bit boring. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. A little bit.
That was
How for first time D&Ders?
Yeah,
Good.
it's good.
Enjoyable fun.
Yeah.
You look at that grin.
I like being a dick to this guy.
He's very
like
easy
being
to
a
be a dick too. So,
Yeah.
I hope all of you guys watching at home enjoyed that. This is going to be every week, 5 p.m. GMT. We're going to start. So check out High Rollers. We also have a Twitter just for this kind of campaign. So if you want to do any like art or like write stuff, or if you got questions, just send it to @HighRollersDND. You can also tweet me at Sherlock_Humes. I'm happy to talk about DMing and all that kind of stuff all the time. It's like my favorite thing in the world. If you want to post on the Yogscast subreddit, I'll answer stuff there as well. We will see you again this time next week. You guys are all good for next week? Great.
Yes.
Any last stuff to talk about?
Please, if you really do like the show, support it and show us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
The more we can show everybody else that this is, something you want to see, the more we'll do it.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And that
sure.
and that doesn't have to be donations and stuff. Like if you just want
no,
to
that's
watch
just watch it and tell your friends.
Yeah.
And tweet
Yeah.
about it.
Tweet about it. Follow us on Twitter. That's the most important. Like, follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let us know what you like.
Yeah, and if you want to do things like, maybe like if we can get like a big subscribe, like if people subscribe to Twitch for the Yogscast Twitch, we can maybe get Harry to do some cool High Rollers
Stuff.
emotes and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. So yeah, do check that out. And if you want more D&D fun and you can't wait till next week, do check out Critical Role on Thursdays on Geek and Sundry. It's late for us in the UK, but you can watch it on Fridays as a past broadcast. Just because those guys are really nice and Matt's awesome and he's very supportive of me and doing this. So
Yeah.
check that out. I
Big
think
fans.
that's pretty much it. We're going to help Sam pack up.
Thank you, Sam.
And yeah, thank you very much,
Sam.
and we'll see you guys next week for more
Tomorrow-
D&D.
Tomorrow's Rythian,
Tomorrow
right?
is Rythian, so Rythian's going to be here on 5 p.m. GMT.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm making you all wave goodbye and say goodbye. But yeah, Rythian's tomorrow. Check him out. Really great guy.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching as well. I know he's been watching. So yeah, right.
you, Rythian.
Bye.
Bye.